connect. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listening. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to a special edition of the show today. Not a football show, a mental health awareness show, something that a lot of people have asked us to do. Obviously, this time of year, coming up to Christmas, a lot of people like me are buzzing off the walls and very happy. A lot of people dread it. It's a lonely time, obviously an expensive time. So we just thought we would do a show today. We have got a couple of people who are going to come on. If anyone's interested in coming on, then reach out. There's a post on the community page about it. Jimbo, first of all, before we crack on with the show, how are you doing this morning or this afternoon?
Yeah, good, excellent. That intro is good for my mental health. Always puts a smile on my face.
Yeah, it does me as well. I was listening to it thinking, oh, maybe we should have a different intro for shows like this. But then I thought, why would we do that when it's such a great intro? It would seem criminal to take it away and use something different. We will have a look in a mo who's in the chat. I'm just checking I haven't got any messages. Ben Kaufman just said he's watching the Muppets Christmas Carol. I haven't watched a Christmas film yet. I did put a little trigger warning out just to say this is a difficult subject, maybe triggering for some people. Please be aware. And as always, be kind to one another. I don't know what we're going to talk about. I don't know where it's going to go, but I wanted to put that out there so people know what to expect. Good morning, Benji. Says morning, afternoon and evening, everyone. Mental health is an incredibly important subject, and we here in the community are here for you. If you need any advice, feel free to reach out. Big up, Ben. Chris Agambar says, this is largely a good community, very supportive. We all have our struggles. You're not alone. Very true, Chris. Good to see you. Leo says, big up, Leo. The perfect place to talk about mental health with the perfect homies. I love you guys. Good morning. Good morning, Leo. You're good for my mental health always.
Yeah.
Big up, Kate and Jimbo says, Ravi, big up to you, Ravi. Hope you're doing well. Andrew Gregory says, big up, Kate and Jim. Much love and thanks for promoting mental health. Look, it's a subject that's massively important to me and to Jimbo. So it's, like I say, we've had a lot of people ask us if we'd do a show like this. So that was the reason that we did it. Good morning, Joey Barton says, someone's always listening, usually the Chinese or the Russians. You may be right. Big up to you, Mario.
Mario.
Not watching, Kate. I already finished it. That is on the list to watch this Christmas for sure. Big up Stuart, says afternoon, Kate, Jim, and everyone in chat. Lovely to see you. Leo coming in with a super chat. An important topic. Thanks for being here with us. Leo, you didn't have to do that. Very much appreciated. Thank you, my darling. Especially as StreamYard has put the price up. I think I'm going to have to take out a mortgage just to pay for StreamYard. But thank you, as always, for your support, Leo. Good morning, Paul G says brilliant support for mental health, great community, and I'm always a text away if anyone needs a chat. That's what we like to hear. Every afternoon to each other, and yeah, as Joey said, they use the daffodils. According to Amelia, you're right. I have got a banner that's going to run across the bottom if I can find it. It's got our email address on it, and it's also got every helpline number for mental health. Just in case anyone does need to know what they are. I mean, you can always find them on Google, but they are all listed in the message at the bottom. There's text numbers, there's phone numbers. It's a lot easier now to reach out to people than it was before. And there are a lot of wonderful charities and support lines such as the Samaritans and Calm that you can pick up the phone and speak to at certain times of the day. Some, like the Samaritans, are free 24 hours a day. Some are open in the night time. Some are for men. Some are for youth, youngsters, you know. So there's always someone there.
I'm 24 hours a day as well.
Exactly. Good morning, Mr. Daigle says, good morning, everyone in the chat. Kate and Jim, hope you're well. Great to see so many people talking about this subject. I'll be joining you shortly. As always, you are welcome, Mr. Daigle. Afternoon, Drillala says, Kate and Jimbo, we all know someone who's struggling, or maybe we're facing challenges ourselves. Just remember, there is always someone there to support you. You are never truly alone. And I truly believe that. That was the whole, let me make that smaller, that's better. That was the whole point of the Legend on the Bench charity set up. It was to show that you're never alone, because as many of you know, if anyone's read about it, it was because Mickey's sister, Michelle, her son killed himself when he was in his early 20s. And they wanted to have these benches put there so that people can sit there and know that, I suppose, not feel on their own, and there's numbers there that they can call and people can sit next to them, maybe talk to them. Mickey's already had a story come through that has said there was a guy that just sat on the bench for half an hour and it changed his mindset of how he was feeling. It was at night time, the light was on the bench because there's a generator built into every bench, and the guy sat there for half an hour. He was feeling the lowest he's ever felt and contemplating all sorts of terrible things. But just sitting there for that half hour, reading what was on the bench, thinking, it changed his mindset. And he said to Mickey, you don't realise just how much these benches are saving lives. And that is amazing. And there's so many charities out there that do incredible, incredible work. Isn't there, Jimbo?
Yeah, 100%.
In this day and age, it's important in this day and age to know you're never, ever on your own. What's happened? Leo going full tyrant today. Oh, he hid the comment. Okay. El Dante says, I think I sent £5 the other way, not super chat. I've struggled through life, had some very bad times, close to the end in the past. So thank you for doing this chat. Always, El Dante, you know, I've been there as well. More than once. Jimbo's been there as well. You'll be surprised, I think, when you talk to people, how many people have come to a situation where you think, either I don't know how to get out of this, or I don't know if I want to get out of this. I mean, Jimbo, you've been there yourself.
Yeah, I was there. I was in a real dark hole, and I didn't talk to anyone because I was contemplating killing myself, but I didn't talk to anyone. I didn't let anyone know, and then I met Kate. The rest is history. But if Kate hadn't come into my life, I wouldn't be sitting here now. I can tell you that now. And no one would have known about it. I would have just done it. And she pulled me out of that hole. So, you know, I didn't reach out to Kate. She just turned up. It was like
like a bad smell.
No, it was just like a miracle, I suppose. She turned up in my life. Yeah.
And William, I think as well, and William helped change
William helped change me as a person. That is 100% sure. But when you got pregnant with William, I wasn't in that.
No,
Oh,
you wasn't in the suicidal phase. You was in the
no,
addiction phase.
yeah, yeah. So it's like one person can change your life. It's as simple as that. And like, look, I'm 24 hours. Anyone wants to talk to me, I will pick the phone up at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'll always be there for this community, 100%. There's no argument about that.
Yeah. Yeah, Joey, I know that. I knew that as soon as I saw your message, hiding your dark past by using a warm sense of humour. That's how I cope. That's how a lot of people cope. It's all about coping, whatever it takes. It's sad when someone can't cope. Exactly. If that's what you need to do, then and it helps, then that's what you've got to do. El Dante says, "Sorry, as he both went through it. It can be so tough. Too often,
It's,
just hoping not to wake up the next day."
the thing is, Al Dante, it's I don't think, right? I don't think there's many people on who walk this planet, right, that don't go through it at some time or other. And some people are lucky, like I was, to meet Kate, and some people something else pulls them out of it. But I think that most people, I would think that if people are honest, there's not many people in this chat that haven't been through that phase. It's just what life throws at you now. It's life's hard when you have kids. It gets harder, when work is sparse and you're looking. It's just so many things that can bring people down, and it can be a simple thing that brings someone down that someone else doesn't realize and they don't see it. Like I've had two friends commit suicide, and I never had a clue, and they were both really, really close friends. I mean, one of them I was in boarding school with, and I lived in the same bedroom as him. That's how close we were, and I never had a clue. He never said nothing to no one. I never saw it. He never acted like it. And all of a sudden, he hung himself one day. And it was just like, how did we not see that? And so it could be a simple thing that pushes someone over the edge. And that's why people should always talk before they do something like that, because I look back and I think to myself, when I was in that stage, right, I was on the brink of killing myself, right? I mean, I drove my car, I don't know what speed it was, straight into a post uh, in the middle of the road to kill myself, right? Smashed my car to smithereens. I walked out without a scratch. I mean, my car was just absolutely fucking totaled.
It's not just that, Jim. You went on complete self-destruct mode. I mean, you were
Yeah,
literally drinking, doing drugs, driving, fell asleep on the motorway in the
yeah.
back of driving the car.
Yeah, and I drove into a post. Just went off. I just put my foot down and just turned the corner straight into a post. I didn't give a shit, And then Kate turns up, and everything in my life changed. So if you're in that space, if you talk to someone, it can change your life. And when I look back now, I think, oh my God, everything I'd have missed out on, my son, my grandchildren, you know.
But at the time, you don't think that, do you?
No,
You
at the
think there's
time you
no
don't.
way out.
At the time I was in that space, I didn't give a shit. I didn't care about anything, and I didn't care about anyone, and that's just how I felt.
Hmm. Big up Luton Dan says, I struggle every day with mental health, and because I'm on my own most days, I struggle. People at work say nothing but positive, but it's the front I put up. If not for the boys, I'd have ended it. Yeah, I think kids are amazing. Honestly, I suffered terrible with postnatal depression, horrendously bad. But William saved my life more times than he'll ever know just by smiling, and Jim as well.
Yeah,
They
yeah. I
just
mean, I look. I'm not going to uh, um, feel woe-ways me because I've been really, really lucky in my life. I've had a really good job, right? Where I earned a lot of money and I enjoyed my job, and then I went through my down period for 4 years, but then I was so lucky to meet Kate, who gave me. I mean, my son is just like amazing. Never ever give me one headache in my life. I'm so lucky with him. So I've been really, really lucky. And I look back and think to myself, oh my God, all the stuff I would have missed out on, you know, I would have just, when I think back, it's like, fuck, how did I ever get in that space? But as I said, I met Kate and Kate got me out of it. So there is always someone there to get you out of it if you reach out.
It's so true. Big up, Shem. Sorry to hear your mum was rushed into hospital last night. Please let us know how she is. Send her our love as always.
Yeah,
And we'll
your
be
mum.
thinking of you. Simple things bring us down, like losing to Ipswich. I don't talk about it. I don't like counsellors, and that was down to cancer in 2010. But that year I lost everything, and I've had to try and start again. Dan, my motto in life, thanks to Jim, really is what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I truly believe that. But God, Jim, you were going to say something.
I was going to say to Dan, but the thing is, Dan, maybe not a counsellor. You know, maybe someone like myself, Brian Daigle. There's a few people. Kuva. Bobby Kay's another good one, right? Morning, Bobby. There's a lot of people out there that have been in dark places, and maybe they're the ones you should talk to more than a counsellor, because it's not so. It's more personal because we talk every day in the chat and stuff like that. So there is people in this community, right? Leo's another one. He's been in dark places, so there is people that you can talk to. And I believe it or not, I talk a lot, but I'm a good listener as well.
He is incredible listener. With life experience, most people wouldn't believe, I have to say. Leo says 1,316 days ago, I quit using a certain substance that had me absolutely ruined. My whole life revolved around this substance. I isolated myself and secluded my feelings. Leo, never forget how amazing you are for getting out of where you were. You are one of the biggest inspirations. Jimbo's my number one inspiration because I've never met anyone like Jimbo before. And what he achieved, I think he completely underestimates. But Leo, you are right up there with what you achieved and how you've turned your life around, and how you dedicate so much of your time now to helping other people. It's just phenomenal.
Yeah. I can honestly say I've sat down with Leo and had a coffee, and me and him have chatted, and Leo's an inspiration to me.
Yeah,
I can say that now, 100%.
Yeah. Good morning, Graham. Good to see you. Big up to Steve RFC as well. I still think about driving the work van off a hill, but then I think what it would do to my kids, so I get guilty and just suck it up. But trust me, I hate me and person I am in life. I have every day's the same. That's really sad, Dan. That's really sad to hear, because you're a lovely guy, and don't feel like that. Even if you want to just you've got our contact on Facebook. Reach out and have a chat with Jimbo. He'd be a good person to talk to, honestly. Don't ever feel like that.
I'm not going to bomb you on
Monopoly
anymore.
Yeah, do reach out. El Dante said, my mum has Alzheimer's. I keep fighting through times to not give up. My parents have supported me for so many years, so I'm not going to give up. My mum is only in her early 70s. Life is tough. Yeah, very sad. I send your mum
terrible disease.
The best. Yeah, it's just
thing with Alzheimer's. It puts a strain on the whole family. It's one of them that really, really brings the family down. It's so hard. Because they have good days and they have really bad days. So I really feel for you there. But you know,
100%.
At the end of the day, it's your mum, so you've got to be there.
Big up Andrew Gregory with very generous donation there, saying people are like icebergs, you only see what's on the surface. It's so true. That's why it's so important to be kind to each other. You never know what someone's going through. But thank you so much, Andrew. I know mental health is something you're very passionate about, so really appreciate your support. One thing I do every day is remember my past, and it propels me to continue. And that's exactly what you should do. Never dwell on your past. Use it as a way to move forward, because you've come so far.
Sometimes when I talk to people that knew me back then, and they say to me, how did you ever get through it, and how did you do this, and how did you do that? I always say to them, right, that maybe I had to go through that to get where I got to today. if I hadn't have gone through what I went through, maybe I wouldn't be the person I am today. And maybe I would never have met Kate. And maybe I would never have had my son. So I don't sit here and look back and think to myself, oh my God, Jim, you absolute donut. You did this, you did that. I think that I did that and it led me to where I am today.
Yeah.
It's made me a better, much better person. I got much more consideration for other people. I would help anybody in any way whatsoever I could, you know, being anything, you know, if someone was in trouble, I'd always, if they're my friend, I would be there for them. And if they're not my friend and I knew them through someone else, I would help them if I could. So I
Yeah.
just think to myself that maybe what I went through led me to where I am, you know, and I look at Kate and I look at my son and I look at my grandkids and I think to myself, you know, I had to go through that to get here. So, you know, I don't look at it as a bad thing, like what Leo went through, because look where Leo is now. You know,
Exactly.
he's got
Exactly.
beautiful kids. He's with his back with his girlfriend or his wife, and he's a great guy. Won't meet many better than Leo, that's for sure.
Every second is a chance to turn it all around, as they say. AJ says, "I love you both. You're amazing people. Thank you for highlighting such an important topic. So many people suffer in silence. They, excuse me, they really do." Aaron says, "Good to see you, Aaron. Great convo, guys. Needs to be spoken about." AJ saying that he's always free to listen if anyone wants to chat. I honestly don't do the talking thing. I'm scared of crying and I feel ashamed. My brother dying was added onto the pressures and just wish things were different and doctors just want to give meds. That's true. First thing doctors do is pile you with medication. I've been on medication for years. But you know what? Sometimes you need a good cry, I think, to get it out. I
Yeah,
mean, you should, well, we cry all the time, to be fair. Don't we? But when you were in your lowest place, I remember when we had the miscarriage, um, you was so strong for me, and then one day you just completely
yeah,
broke.
just hit me. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
But
I
I
think
mean,
some,
like the med things, I'm Dan. They've tried to put me on meds. They've tried to put me on meds and I wouldn't take it, and I'm glad I never. And you know, I've got diabetes now, and they want to put me on meds for that, but I won't go on meds. Um, it's sexy. Um, and I said that I'll do it a different way by cutting down on everything. So I'm not one of these ones that will go because of how I've abused drugs in the past. I stay away from that side of it. But I know not everyone that is for them. Some people need it.
yeah. Luke Dan says, I miss smoking weed. If I'm honest, I was so much calmer, so much better in my head, but it's looked down on. Yet nobody knew I was smoking. I always think people worse of me, so I feel guilty with that. Yeah, and I agree with this. Never be ashamed or scared of crying. I'm so behind on the chat. I just want to shout out Paddy, who I've just seen come in. In fact, let me do this. AJ says a few years ago, my life imploded due to unresolved issues from my childhood. Everything was so dark. I tried to end my life twice. It's purely by chance I'm still here.
And look where you are now, AJ. Well, you got a
Yeah,
beautiful girlfriend, um,
baby on the way,
baby on the way, and you're
an
very
older son.
upbeat because we talk quite a lot, and you're always upbeat.
I just want to give a massive shout out to Paddy, who is in the Limerick Live newspaper this week, and it says mental health advocate Paddy Hartnett approached counsellors with the idea to place a notice on benches, providing a variety of positive sayings and QR codes, which will provide links to people who are struggling so they can access help. So it's basically like talk on a bench, they've called it. So obviously legend on the bench is something that's happening in the UK, and Paddy's put forward his own way of doing it in Ireland, which is brilliant, Paddy. And I really hope that they progress with it because they're absolutely amazing, these benches, and what they do is just wonderful. My
We
brother's
know
really close.
Paddy's a good guy,
Yeah,
without any doubt.
my brother's really close friends celebrating my brother's birthday, drinking, dancing. He looked so happy. Next day, we get a phone call. He hung himself a day later, only 21. I know our friend did the same. The actual money that we raised, the bench, is going in there in memory of our friend that hung himself. Leo says, I cry every day. It's okay to cry. It reminds me I'm human and not perfect. Every day I realise my value and it hurts. I wasted 4.5 years on a bender. Leo, thank you for the super chat. You didn't waste it. I know it feels like you did, but you sometimes have to go through these things to get to where you are now. And I really believe that. Jimbo, you could say you wasted, what, 4 years on a bender?
4 or 5 years, yeah, on a bender. I just went on a bender, and I spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds of savings I had, and on drugs, on women, on drink, on partying. I used to disappear for a week, and be partying, then come home and sleep for 3 days, and then just do it over and over again. But as I said, I don't look back and think to myself, I wasted them 4 years. Maybe it's what I needed to do to get where I am today. And I can't look back and think I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that, because maybe I wouldn't have Kate and I wouldn't have William. I wouldn't be sitting there on YouTube. I made so many, like, I class some of these people in the chat, they know who they are. I class them as my closest friends on the planet, and that's saying something considering I haven't met half of them.
Yeah. We've got a guest in the back. We've got Martin Knightsbridge, not in front of his lovely wall, but we've got Martin Knightsbridge anyway. How are you, Martin? Good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while.
Yeah, and I've been hiding away from you, Kate.
I thought as much, to be fair. I thought as much. What's been happening with you?
Yeah, pretty much what we're talking about now. It's a mad thing that everyone goes through, and everyone thinks they're the only one going through it. But everyone's on a journey, and everyone's on a different path, and it leads you somewhere. We've all had ups and downs in our life. Mine is addiction. You do well for a little while, and then something knocks you back, and you go on. But as I say, I think everything starts from your childhood, and then as you get older, you as a child, become the comedian to cover your insecurities, and you be the class clown, everyone laughs at you, so then no one's looking at you in that way. And then as you get older, you start experimenting with drugs and drink, and you hide behind all that. And at the end of the day, people see it right, people see it wrong. It's just your path, your journey. You need to do what you need to do to get where you're going to go. Nothing's mapped out for any of us. And, we all have our struggles, and we all think our struggles are the worst. And then someone else has got a story. There's no levels to it. Everyone's got their own story. No one's worse or better than anyone else. It is your own struggle and your trauma, and it's how you deal with it. It's not a competition on who's got it worse. Trauma's trauma, and we all have it in our lives. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, Martin, do you still struggle now, if you don't mind me asking, or do you feel in a better place now?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've done. Obviously I'm in Spain, so I've done psychiatrists out here. I'm in a drug program that's keeping me out of prison out here. But you work your ways around it when you can do it. How long you got to stay clean, or when you're tested, it's just a constant head banger all the time. You know what I mean? But it's addiction, and it's mental. And I know I can give everyone all the advice in the world. It's taking your own advice is the hard bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I struggle daily, absolutely daily. And I was doing well, and then my mum died a few months ago, and then that's it. You go straight into the rot again, and then you just lose months of your life. Do you know what I mean? And I spoke to Jim about it, and Brian's another one here that we spoke about, and it takes a lot more strength to be clean than it does to not. If you get what I mean, it's weak mentality, and I know what it is, and you know everything about it. But once it resonates in your head, you're just fighting demons all the time. Do you know what I mean?
And the
You
thing
say
is,
it's weak. Sorry, Jim. Let me just say one thing, then I'm going to hand over to you and Brian, because you know far more about this than me. I think it's not weak mentality. Addiction is a disease. I think people forget it is an actual disease.
I'm saying you see it as a weak mentality.
Yeah,
you see it. We know it ain't, but it's just it's like you got the one on each shoulder, and for some reason that little red devil always seems to win. Like for me, I'll tell you what it is. It's the marching powder for me. I haven't drunk in 5.5 years. Drop that, no problem. But I'm good all day, all night. As soon as I've had my dinner, that's it. It's like an afters for me. And then, you know, but for me, I don't run around all charged up. It's more like a weed for me. I chill and it helps me relax. But then you wake up the next day and it causes so many problems in your head and you're battling all day. Why did I do that? Why did I do it? It's just constant pressure in the head. That's why I think it's the mental side of it, and it's weak, and it's you know, do you want something? Yeah, it's easy to do it. You know what I mean? It takes a lot more to say no, and you're a lot stronger character.
Go on, Jim. I know you.
I was going to say the thing is, right, with someone like Martin. You see, Martin, he comes on our streams when we talk football, right? And he's very upbeat and very laid back and chilled. So you don't see it with Martin. I know about Martin because me and Martin have spoke off stream a few times. But you would just never, you would, if you was in the chat and you saw Martin, you wouldn't think that he had struggles.
No.
You know?
No, not at all. But Brian,
but that again, that's the mask you put on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Brian, you're much like Jim. You've had this experience as well, so I know you wanted to come on the show. So I'll let you say what you want to say.
No, firstly, I'll say good morning to everyone in the chat, and second of all, to you, Kate and Jim, for putting on a mental health special. As you know, it's something that I've done on my chat and spearhead. It's the most important thing. This means more to me than talking Tottenham. This means more to me than anything, because back in the days that Jim's a little bit older than I, but before Jim and I were suffering and going through mental health, you mentioned that word, people ran a mile. People ran an absolute mile. You're called a freak. You were called every name under the sun. But thankfully, people are now speaking out about it, because it is something, as people keep saying, if you got a broken leg, a broken arm, a black eye, or whatever it may be, you can see the illness, you can see the injury, you can see you got a throat that you got the flu, you got tonsillitis, whatever. There's symptoms for it. This you can't see it, and the only way you can deal with it is talking and being in a place where you feel open enough to talk about it. It's one of the many reasons that when I suffered through mine and addiction came into it, living on the streets, violence, everything came into it. I don't, when I talk about it, I talk about what I've been through and where I am now with a badge of honor. It's not like Jim was saying about, if he hadn't have done that, maybe he wouldn't have met you. If I hadn't gone nuts and done everything I did, I might not have gone to Israel. If I hadn't gone to Israel, I wouldn't have met Ilana. Simple as that. I wouldn't be living the life I have in Canada, meeting all the people that I've done. I joke about it with my sister, and I say I did all the naughty things to show you what not to do in your life. So I tried the drugs, the violence, the crime, everything, so you didn't fall down there. But it affects so many people. So many people. And obviously I do understand that finding the right counselor is a massive this is something that I find is a big problem at the moment. I don't mean that really in a bad way, but I had to go through so many counselors to find the right one that I felt I could open up at. I mean, I'll give a perfect example, and it's one I don't really like talking about it, but I will. When Ilana and I suffered a miscarriage in 2019, I do exactly what my dad does. I protect the wife and make sure she's okay, and then I will deal with me once I know she's okay. When we got back from the hospital, I didn't go through depression. I didn't want to drink. I didn't want to line. I wanted to smash everything in sight, like literally destroy this house, I tried to call a counsellor. I had to go outside because I knew I was about to lose my temper and I was about to do something stupid, and I wanted it as far away from Ilana as possible. And when I got through to the counsellors and said, right, I need to speak to someone urgently, they put me through. And I said, they got through, and it was like, so why are you calling today? And I was just like, my wife's had a miscarriage. She's in a mess. I suffer with all these issues that I have. I'm trying to be strong for her, but if I don't sort myself out right now, I'm going to be no good to anyone. And every single answer to every single thing I asked said, this person just said, well, how does that make you feel? And I was like, what do you mean? We've just had a miscarriage. How do you think I feel? And she goes, yeah, but how are you feeling? And every single thing I said was, how does that matter? And I put the phone down. I put the phone down because I was like, you're going to drive me mad. You've got to feel comfortable. But what you have to realize, and the most important thing about talking to these people, and I realized this when I first started having counseling as a late teenager, is if you don't tell them the truth, doesn't matter how embarrassing you feel it may be, or how hard it is, or how, listen, I'm appalled at some of the things I did back in my day. Appalled, really disgusted of the depths I went to, the pain I have caused people. But if you don't tell them what's going on, they will not be able to help you. They will not. It's like if you go to the doctors and you've got a throat infection, you go, my knee's hurting me. How the hell are they going to treat your throat? And you look at it, the easiest way I can say it for people is you take your car in for an MOT. Your household appliances, when they're falling apart, you get the maintenance in, you get the repair people in. It's exactly the same with your mental health. You go to the gym to sort your body out, weight gain, muscle, whatever you want to do. You have to talk to someone. It may be hard. Listen, I'm not saying you have to, like right now, go and pick up the phone and speak to someone. But dealing with it and speaking to someone is the biggest hurdle, but the most rewarding one of the lot. It really is. I can't stress it enough. And the fact that you two are doing these shows is just incredible. And like I said, anyone that's doing them, I'll always try and support. And as soon as I heard you and Jim were doing it, some two people that are very close to me, and Martin, who I speak to, there's no way I don't come on. It's an incredible thing you're doing, you two. You should be very proud of yourself.
The thing with counsellors, I had a counsellor once when I was going to the toilet doing lines of cocaine. That's what they just weren't doing me any good. And I think the thing was I'm not saying it's about all counsellors, right? I'm just saying my experience with one is because they hadn't been through the stuff that I was going through, so it was very hard for them to understand, even though they've had training. But I think that if you're going to talk to someone, it's always better to talk to someone who's been through it and come out the other side. I think they're the people that can help you more.
Yeah.
Well, Jim,
I mean,
you say that. I tried to give up alcohol so many times. A lot of times was just to shut people up because they were saying you're hitting it a bit hard. You got a drink problem. So I tried to stop just to shut them up. I think I lasted about a week and a half, 2 weeks before I was putting vodkas in my J2Os. Then I went to Alcoholics Anonymous, which didn't work for me. That kind of counselling, listen, it's a wonderful program. I can't stress how good that program is. But the method of it wasn't for me at the time. But when I decided this time was the time, and I checked myself into rehab, it was a rehab but outpatient, not indoors. The person that has helped me quit, and tomorrow I celebrate 16 years, 4 months being sober, was a recovering alcoholic. That's the one that got to me.
A lot with addictions, Brian, right, is to beat an addiction, you've got to want to beat it.
Correct.
Right? If you don't want to beat it, you will never beat it. You can't be half in and half out with an addiction. You know, there's got to be something that clicks in your life that tells you this is why I've got to do it. If I don't do it for this, and then this is going to happen, right? But there's a lot of people that want to stop things, but they're half-hearted about it. And I was like that for a long, long time. Right? I wanted to stop drinking. I wanted to stop taking cocaine. And I really, really wanted to stop, but I couldn't stop, if you know what I mean. I'd wake up and think, oh, if I do it today, I'd be all right. I'll give it another couple of days and then I'll stop. I was only half in and half out. Then a reason come along, being the woman's above you, right? That made me that was the tipping point for me. And I think that's with a lot of people that they want to stop, but they're not fully into stopping. They're only half and half.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
the daunting thing for me. Sorry, Kate, go on. You go. You go. Sorry,
No,
go
no,
on.
no. You know, Brian, go
No,
on, carry on.
I was about to say, because I can see him in the chat, and whenever I can see him, especially on these, I'll always, because I don't think he realizes just how important this man is to me. Well, when I'm in England, one of the greatest things I've got is a very, very good support network. Whether it be that I think I'm going to have a drink, which is not a problem, have a line if I'm going to lose, but anything going wrong or my mental health goes down, I know the resources I can go to, the people I can go to and rely on that will have my back and will constantly monitor me. I moved to Canada and didn't know anyone apart from my wife and a few friends I met whilst living in Israel. The man in the chat, Bobby K, who everyone knows and loves in this community, who everyone has a laugh, and you cannot not get on with this man. This man, apart from Ilana, and I'd say Brian Ireland, obviously, who's meeting Bobby K at Toronto Spurs at the Scotland Yard, that is my rock right here. Apart from Ilana, obviously, whenever shit's about to go down, and he has rescued me, and he knows the times, and had me stay at whatever I have ever needed. That man, having the right support, and it's vital you have a support network you can trust. That it is vital. Don't just speak to everyone just because you think, oh, everyone wants to hear my story, I can speak about me. You've got to, honestly, I cannot explain to you how much that man means to me and how different things could have been in my life whilst here if it wasn't for that man. He's very open about what he's going through right now, but he needs to know, and other people need to know, within this community there are people that you, like I said, Bobby K, none of you really knew until he appeared on YouTube. What we came on my show, I met him in a pub with fellow Spurs fans. The amount of people you could meet through it. Paddy does. He always listen. It's amazing the people you can meet and how vital people can be, because it's not just it's him, his family, his kids who I adore. Having that right support network is absolutely vital. He knows whenever he needs. It doesn't matter where I am in the world. If Bobby K says he needs me, I'm on the next flight wherever I am. It's so important having people you can trust. It doesn't even. I mean, one of the things I do, and I don't know if other people will find this handy. It's something I've started doing with a few of my mates. I always have this thing. I call it the mental health ladder. And obviously, ground zero, you're at the bottom of the ladder, rock bottom, blah, blah, blah. Run 10 is the top, where you're in a really good place. Life is good. You feel like your normal self. And the thing with mental health is you can only climb up the ladder one run at a time. So you can't go from 0 to 4 or 0 to 7 or 3 to 6. It's gradual. But the thing is, one thing goes wrong, doesn't matter how high up the ladder you are, you're down to 0 again, and you need to start again. And I've got a lot of friends that I speak to that don't really feel comfortable opening up just because that's their way. So the only thing I say to them, just to check in with them so I know and gauge where they are, whether I need to worry, whether I need to keep a closer eye, is I literally have a WhatsApp with them, whether it be a phone call, a voice note, a message. I literally say, what run of the ladder are you on? And they just need to give me a number. They don't just go, oh, I feel really bad, I'd have to open up. It's literally, what run of the ladder are you on? If they tell me they're at 6, 7, 8, I'm like, okay, we're good. If they go, I'm 0, 1, 2, they may not want to talk about it, but I know I need to keep an eye on them. I know I need to check in. I know, because there are people that won't feel open talking about it, but it's a lot easier for them to give a number rather than obviously, oh yeah, I feel like crap, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, or yeah, it's finding a way to be able to speak about it without speaking as well for people that aren't comfortable.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Just let me say, Kate, about Bobby K, right? I love Bobby K to bits. He's one of my best friends. I had a problem last year, or maybe the beginning of this year. No, it was last year. And I text Bobby K, right? And he was struggling. Bobby K was struggling himself, but he was straight on the phone. He rang me straight back and had a chat with me about my problem. And that tells me everything I need to know about a person, because I knew Bobby K was struggling, but he was the one I felt really close to message. So that just tells you everything about the man. That's why I will always, always, always be there for Bobby K.
I was just going to go back to Martin and say to Martin, have you reached out and tried anything to help you get over sort of where you are at the minute?
I have. I tried the CA thing. I wasn't feeling it. I'm not knocking it, because obviously I do believe in only an addict can help an addict, only an alcoholic, as Jim was saying earlier, not through anything else, but purely experience. And they've been in that dark place and they've found a path that got them out. So they have a formula, let's say. Probably didn't give it long enough. I'm one of them. I'm a bit arrogant in my own mind that I can do it myself. I've got this under control. I've gone from an 8th a day to a gram a day. I've got this under control. It's all bullshit. But you go from that, do you know what I mean? Because you're doing an 8th a day and now you're doing a gram a day, you think, you know, I'm not even doing nothing. It's all about justification in your mind. And, you know, for me, the week before lockdown, I got arrested. I got put in jail out here. So I spent my lockdown on proper lockdown, eating typical soup and all the other shit they give you. But while I was in there, I know I can't have it. Didn't bother me. I had a contraband phone, obviously, because I'm a bad boy, do you know what I mean? But so the minute I knew I was going home, even during lockdown, I had one there waiting for me as soon as I got in. You know, it's I don't know. I think it's mindful. It is mindful, and as like Jim and Brian said, you've got to be ready. You can't. It's not like, oh, I'm going to go on a diet this week. If you don't commit to the diet, you ain't going to lose weight. It's all the same thing. It's commitment. You know, I tell you, I've got a good life. Do you know what I mean? I've got nothing bad going on in my life. You know, I'm in a happy place. You know, it's just that thing. And it's just, as I say, I had it pretty much under control. And then when my mum died, it gave me the perfect excuse. I justified it in my head. That's it. This is what I'm doing. Bang, bang, bang. And I'm getting better. Do you know what I mean? But as I say, I have to piss every 2 weeks and be tested. So you're like, the week off, you're like, right, if I push it to Tuesday, I've had it before and I've had it on a Wednesday and I've failed. So if I have it on a Tuesday, I've passed. It's all a mind game with yourself. When it's just stop, mate. But because the barriers ain't enough, you know, when I was doing it every week, it's like, well, I can have it Saturday, Sunday, and I've got, you know, and then it's it's a minefield.
Yeah,
absolute minefield. And I say,
well, what you're saying, Martin, right, is you're not just battling the drugs, you're battling yourself. It's two battles.
Oh, I'm the problem. I'm the problem.
Yeah, you're battling your
more
own
me than that. I don't crave for it. I don't want it. I don't. When I wake up the next day and I don't think about it. It's just, you know, it is me. Yeah, it's habit rather than. Yeah, but when you say habit, you feel like you've justified it. It's not addiction, so it's not as bad. Yeah. It's all you've got all that going on all the time. You know, and everyone who's been through it, you ain't really got to say these words. You all know what I'm saying without me being elaborate about it. We all know, you know, for the ones that have been there.
Yeah. I mean, AJ, I'm going to bring you in because you wanted to come on, and I'm going to just say you can say whatever you want to say.
Well, that's absolutely lovely. Can you all hear me clearly? Yeah.
Yes, can hear you.
I just wanted to say, first of all, everyone in the chat, all you guys on the panel, sharing everything you've been through, that you're still going through, everything you're fighting, you're battling on a daily basis. Absolutely, you're a credit to yourselves, you're a credit to your friends, your family, the people that love and support you, because it's not easy to do. It is fucking hard. But the fact is, as hard as it gets, each and every one of you is still going. You're still putting a foot forward. You're still fighting. You're still trying to be that best version of yourself. So you're all a credit to yourselves and everyone that knows you, everyone that loves you. I think you're all amazing. I can't speak on addiction. I can't. I don't know if I can understand it. I get how it works, but I've never been through it. I understand though that from speaking to various people that when your life has gone to shit and when you feel there's nowhere left to go, and whether it's alcohol or it's drugs, and you find something that numbs the pain, that takes the edge off, that makes you not feel that horrid, that worthless, and it gives you that solace for however short the time it may be. You use it as a crutch and you keep going back to it. And it is going to be hard to kick, but the fact is that you people are still trying. That's all I know from that. My issues stem from my childhood. I had a lousy upbringing, terrible, and I'm not gonna bother you all with it, but it was horrible, to the point where it has affected me in my adult life. I've been unable to form relationships easily, whether they're with a girlfriend or friends or work. Sometimes I'm very hard to relate to because I distance myself. I can appear cold. I can appear like I don't care. I'm uninterested. And a lot of people mistake that for arrogance. My life imploded a few years back. It all came to a fore, and I was met with this version of myself that I didn't know, and I couldn't cope with. I tried to take my life twice and I failed twice, and it's purely by chance. I saw that as an opportunity, as a gift to try to have a positive impact on people. I've been there. I've sought counselling. I've spoken to people, many different people. I was diagnosed after this with borderline personality disorder. And it's something that I never knew. I just always thought I was withdrawn. I thought I was quite cold. But it affects and it warps how you see people towards you. If someone loves you, my girlfriend, I know she loves me dearly. But I'm asking why? Why do you? Why? What? There's nothing special about me. Why do you? I'm looking for a validation into why she loves me rather than just accepting that. When I've got friends that care about me, why do you care about me? I'm not worth that. I don't love myself. I don't care about me. Why should anyone else? And it creates this distrust for them in your own mind through nothing they've done. But that's where I was. And it's been a hard slog to get through it. And I'm not 100%. I'm not better, but I am better than I was. And I aim to improve every day and be better and try to be positive and have that positive impact on other people. Because when you're that low, when you're surrounded by all that darkness, you truly believe you're alone, and you're not. But you believe it so deeply that you think that not being here is the only answer, and that everyone else around you will be so much better off. And that's just not true. You all matter. You all matter. Everybody matters. And you're all loved. You're all needed. You're all wanted. So despite whatever you feel, despite however low you get, however dark life may seem, there is always somebody, a friend, a family member, a colleague, a stranger that will be happy. I don't care. Anyone you want to pick up the phone, you want to spend 24 hours talking to me about how shit everything is and how low you are. If that helps you, if that makes your day better, if that gives you a reason to go on, then do it. I'm here, Kate's here, Jim's here, Brian's here, Martin's here, everybody is here. All you have to do is be brave enough and believe enough in other people to know that you can pick up the phone and somebody is going to listen to you.
Yeah, I agree.
Fair
But
play,
AJ,
fair play.
thank you for sharing. I just want to say a massive shout out to Sava, someone who I've had my fair share of ups and downs with. I think it's fair to say in the past, but I think sometimes things like this bring people together because it's something that everybody suffers with, everybody struggles with, everybody is passionate about, and who's just donated £100, which will be going straight to Legend on the Bench. I can promise you that.
Thank you, Sarah.
Says, please put this towards the mental health charity of your choice. As someone who goes to AA and works for charities part-time, I love streams like this and more are needed. So incredibly generous, and we'll do some more wonderful work with these suicide prevention benches. And
Yeah, thank you very much, Sarah. Thank you.
Very, very generous.
Do you know what?
And
Go on, Kate. Sorry, no, you go.
No, I was going to say, I know you said you were going to start working for Andy's Man Club. I don't know if you ever did start, because I saw you said that's working for charity part-time. I wondered if that was one of them, but yeah, thank you very much. Go on, Brian, sorry.
No, I was just to say, and listen, I've given, but Sava, I've been speaking with Sava through YouTube, Tottenham, and whatever, but me and Sava speak a lot privately as well, and personally, and obviously we've had chats about addiction, and it's something Sava's tried to do and wanted to do for a while, but like I said at the beginning, a lot of it is to shut people up and whatever. And this time when he did it, he said, "No, Brian, this is it. I'm doing it." And I speak to Sava. I'm so proud. It's especially in this industry when all the shit that goes on with it. Things can affect you and people. You, like I said, you never know what's going on in someone's life. We come on, whether it's someone in the chat. I'm just going to say a name here because it's the first actually, the Mum Overlord. No idea who this person is, but comes in respectful and is enjoyed. But obviously, we all know on all channels, whether you whatever you are, I don't want to talk about the foot. There's a lot of hate and grief that comes your way, and Sava, who's done a lot of charity streams himself, 24-hour ones and everything. He's been like, right, this time is the time I'm going to do it. And I speak to him, and I think he's over 100 days now, but even him is like, my marriage is better, my health is better, my taste is better, I feel better. I'm not. The difference it makes, it's the hardest decision, but the greatest thing Sava has, Jim has, and I have, and I will say this right now, and I don't think it gets mentioned enough in it, is the wives that we have. Without
I
having,
say it every day. I say it every day.
Like I said, when I moved over here, seeing that I got a transfer from booking.com from London to Toronto once my permanent residency came through. Before my permanent residency came through, I couldn't sign up for Canadian OHIP, which is mental NHS basically. I couldn't do anything. When I came over here, I knew I had a job. I had mates. I had my wife. So everything was great. I got promoted within 5 months. One of the biggest mistakes I made was not finding an alcohol counselling service or group that I could attend should I have things. And around about the time of the Champions League run to Wembley to Madrid, I don't know why, but it was the closest I'd ever come to drinking. Ever. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why it started. I got promoted. Life was great, living my best life. And out of the blue, the demon tried to get me. I hid it from Ilana for about 2.5 weeks. Then I had to open up and tell her, I said, honey, listen, the reason I've been off, or the reason I've been distant, or the reason I've been like literally living in the bedroom, if I got home in the bedroom, was I think I'm on the verge of having a drink and I need to eliminate it. The very first thing Ilana did, the very second I told her that, she found a support group, not just for me, but for partners, wives, husbands, boyfriends, girlfriends, fat mums, dads, of how to live with an addict and how to deal and how to support them. And most importantly, get her feelings out of how to deal with me. And when you have someone that's prepared to do it, thankfully, the one good thing about me and Ilana is she met me in Israel when I was bag on the drugs, bag on the alcohol, violence was high. So she's seen everything. It weren't, oh, by the way, I've got to let you know I'm an alcoholic, I'm a cocaine addict, I'm this and this and this. I knew it all. But Sam's got an incredible wife. He supported her through tough times. Obviously, you and Kate, and obviously my life is nothing without Alana. She is very heartbeat. Her and my 5 nephews and niece, they're my heartbeat, and having their support. And I don't think a lot. We can obviously speak about the struggles we've had, and the but I don't think we're talking about the partners that have to go through what we go through, or have to be there for the ups and downs. Because I still have my downs. I had a down very recently, just before we came to London. I went on a huge down, and thankfully Alana was there to support me and pick me back up. And if it wasn't for her, who knows? So it's like Sava dropping that super chat. Like I think everyone that lives with someone that has got a partner, a son, a daughter, a grandparent, whatever it is, and you support them, you need gold stars, pats on the backs, because without you, God knows where people would be. God knows.
Yeah.
I want you to bring Jess in, Kate.
Yeah, I was just going to say, nice to see you, Jess. Thanks for coming on. I've done what I've said to everyone. I'm just going to let you say what you want to say.
Look, I'm not a very good person that opens up to people. I find it very easy to sit and do videos, as you've seen on my channel, and talk to a camera because it's easier. I've probably suffered with mental health since I was 13, 14. I see a lot when I was growing up as a kid. I suffered massively with self-harm. I took myself into work when I started at Morrison's at 18, and I worked nights, worked long hours. And unfortunately, I got ill about 18 months ago. I had cervical cancer. And I've lost everything, Kate. I've lost my house. I've lost my job. I've lost my dignity. I've lost everything. And I find it easier, I won't lie, to listen to other people and help their problems than myself. I suffer massive with confidence issues. I doubt myself massively. I struggle with how I look, how I talk, how I am. I've just gone through a breakup after 18 years of being with the same person that mentally, physically abused me for a long time. I'm trying now to get myself on the right path. I ain't ashamed to say it, I'm on depression tablets. I suffer massively with anxiety. I'm a full-time carer for my mum. I also have my son. And believe me, I've tried to commit suicide twice. I'm not ashamed to say it. I have been through a massive, massive amount of shite in my life. And now I'm just trying to get myself on that path to happiness again and trying to find myself again. I lost myself for a long time. There's only 2 people on my channel that know exactly what I've been through. One of them being Stacey and one of them being Suzanne and Rennie. When I first met Stacey, she won't mind me saying this, she didn't even come out of her bedroom. She's been through a lot as Stacey. And she found me and it changed her life. It got her off her depression tablets and it's helped her. We have our own group chat that we help other people. I have people that come to my house that drop cards because I help them so much.
Wow.
In my community.
Jess, can I ask you, did you meet a lot of these people through YouTube?
Yeah, I've got nobody. You know, when I left, obviously I got made redundant in August, and you know, I had a life. I played football till I was 30 odd. I had a really good, you know, and then I got poorly, and that dictated where I am now. And I'm not lying. I've lost my job. I've lost my house. I've lost everything, and I'm back at home living with my mum.
Jess, this is AJ. I just wanted to say, I think you're amazing. Okay, I think you're absolutely amazing. And the fact that there are people that come and drop cards off for you and thank you for you taking your time to help them whilst going through your struggles, you are absolutely incredible. So just make sure you remember that and tell yourself that every single day.
I have no confidence, AJ. You know that I've spoke to you quite a few times on WhatsApp. Like,
Yep.
me personally, if I didn't have my mum and Harry, I probably wouldn't be here. I'm not ashamed to say it. I have been through so much, and you know what I find great solace in? Helping everybody else. I don't really care about myself. A lot of people will come into my chat and I don't need to go and they'll put me down. I will look and I take it me because it don't bother me. And they'll say to me, Jess, but you're worth more than that. Like, why do you allow it? And I said, because I've had my confidence that much chipped away at me that it don't matter anymore. Like for me. And like listening to you guys, and I was listening. I've been in since 12 o'clock, and I was listening. And like this is massive for me to come on here on a live stream and tell people, because I do it, and I do it on my own videos. You know that, Kate. I talk to a screen because it's easier. I'm not in counselling. I self-help myself, to be quite honest with you. I take more great solace in helping other people. And believe me, we've got our own WhatsApp group, and so many people are in there that struggle. Coming onto YouTube, I'll be honest, it helps me massively. I look forward to the streams. It gives me something to thingy. But inside, I'm a very unhappy person. Mentally struggle every day just to get up and get myself motivated to even thingy. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I've probably come twice not to being here. But it's hard. Mental health's a really taboo subject to talk about, and it really is a struggle. Life's a struggle.
It really is. I mean, Jim, you know, I've got zero confidence. People think I'm a confident person. I am not confident in the slightest in real life, at all. It's all a big front with me. I was with someone who was abusive to me for a few years, physically and just mentally abusive, and he just knocked my confidence to shreds. That's when I was bulimic and was told I was fat all the time. It's really hard to listen to, just because I can hear how unhappy you are, Jess. It's really hard to hear because you're a lovely person. Your channel's doing amazing, which says so much about you as a person, the community you've got there. So it is really difficult to hear just how unhappy you are.
Yeah, it is. It's horrible to listen to you, Jess. It's got me fucking emotional. Sorry.
Yeah, me as well, because you really sound so broken, and you know it's hard because if there was something I could say to fix it, it makes it's just so difficult to know what to say. You know, you've got a lot of people that love you to bits. You've only got to look at the chat and the people that go in the channel, and it is sad. Is a lot of it come from the person you were with? Has that knocked you sideways with your confidence and stuff?
It's a lot to do with it, but I suppose I've just seen a lot as a kid growing up. I'm not ashamed to say it. Like, my mum took her overdose when I was like 12 or 13, and my mum were nearly not here. If it wouldn't have been for my brother, my mum wouldn't have been here. And I had to go live with my mum's sister in Cleethorpes for a while, about a year. And I swear this, when I went to hospital to see my mum, I walked past her in bed, didn't even recognise her. You know, me and my mum, like, having my son, we brought my mum a lot closer together. I will say that.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot. And I was in a relationship for a long time that I wasn't happy with. I tried to do it for my son's sake, because I grew up without my dad. I mean, I knocked on my dad's door when I was 9 and he turned me away. I don't want nothing more to do with you. I've had a lot of rejection in my life. And I've also had, obviously, I was breadwinner in my house. Even though he went to work, I did it all. I worked 70 plus hours a week, did everything. He manipulated, he was I won't swear on your channel, but it was an absolute see you next Tuesday. And it's took me a long, long time to find the confidence to get rid of him, because my confidence is at an all-time low. I struggle with myself. I struggle with how I look. Like you, I just don't like myself at all. If I didn't have my mum and Harry, I wouldn't be here.
Jess, somebody's inability to see your worth, your value, is not a reflection of you. It's a reflection of them. Okay, there's nothing wrong with you. The fact that you were with someone who treated you like that is nothing to do with you. It doesn't make you less of a person. It doesn't make you not an amazing person. It makes them an absolutely disgusting piece of shit. Okay, so regardless of what they did, how they acted towards you, that's nothing to do with you. All right, don't let that detract from the person that you are. That is a reflection of them, and them being a vile cretin. Okay, so just I'll tell you what I'm going to do from now on. I've got your number. Every single day I'm going to phone you up singing, or I'll leave you a voice note singing.
Oh no,
I'm going to
don't do
make
that,
songs
AJ.
up.
He does that to me, and it's really depressing.
It's not. No, it's not depressing. Don't lie. I'm gonna give you reminders, Jess, every day of how amazing you are and how strong you are and what you achieve and how your son absolutely adores you and the inspiring, wonderful person that you are. So yeah, that's my new mission in life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jess, I messaged you, right, and I said to you, you're a great person, you're a lovely person, and you've got to realise that you are a really, really nice person, right? So if people like me that don't really know you can see that you're a nice person, you've got to see yourself. You're a good person, you know. You and me don't really know each other, only through YouTube, and we chatted now and again, and I can just tell you're a good person. So you've got to believe it in yourself to be that person. You have to believe it, you know.
Yeah, it's true. It's easier to say than to do, though, unfortunately. It's like when you tell me, don't stress about this, don't worry about that, don't get anxious about this. It's all very easy to say, but it's not so easy to do. But it's something that hopefully will happen with time. Martin Knightsbridge has put, sorry, my connection's bad, but want to say massive respect to everyone who's opened up today. Top people, loved you all. Big up, Martin. Always welcome on these shows. This is going to be a regular thing. So you'll always be welcome back. But Bobby, I hope you weren't waiting long in the back. I was totally engrossed in Jess's story, and I didn't even see.
Finally added me.
No, I didn't even see you were there. I'm going to hand the floor to you for a minute to say whatever you want to say.
Well, good morning, everybody. First off, hope
brother.
you guys are well. Hope everybody in the chat's well. Mental health is bullshit. It's all in your head. It's all made up. It's something that you can correct on your own. It doesn't. People use it as an excuse. I don't believe in it. I don't think it's real. I think it's a convenient excuse that everybody has used to kind of just mask over their shit. And that is everything I fully believed until July 27th last year. I firmly believed that. I really did. I thought that mental health was a convenient excuse that a lot of people just seemed to start using around that time. COVID was coming to an end. Life was kind of restoring. People were having a hard time adjusting. The stress on the services here in Toronto was overwhelming. People were being turned away from help. Obviously, the self-harm numbers, infliction numbers went up. People are on the street more and more homeless, more and more destitute, more drug use, higher alcohol use. I did not believe in any of this stuff, and I'll admit it, and I'll admit what a fucking bastard I was, basically, because until I had something happen to me personally that has affected me now for over a year and a half. I haven't been at work because of this. I honestly didn't believe in this stuff. The whole process to me, it just I guess I don't know if it's a cultural thing or if it's the way I was raised. You know, mental health is not something that's really discussed in my community with my people. Even now, I think my own father has a very hard time understanding what I'm going through. Even my mom, a year and a half later, will still kind of just be like, okay, so when are you going back to work? You know, there's the care behind the words is not really truly there. It's kind of sad because I don't doubt I'm alone when I say that. I don't doubt that all of us, you know, are similar in age, or except for Jess, who's a young pup over here. Yeah, I know Jess is in her 20s, still looking good. But we all kind of grew up in almost an era that mental health was sort of being slowly accepted for women, and for men it was just unheard of. Man up is you know, how many times have all of us heard man up, just man up, you know?
100%.
It's because you're just expected to kind of just put it aside, shelf it, as you would, you know, putting down a set of keys or something. It's supposed to be that easy, and I believed that it was that easy. I was one of those people. I was that hypocrite. I had a hard time supporting friends that would say they had mental health, or actually, to be honest with you, I'm trying to think of people that have come to me I've had more people come to me in the YouTube community than I have in my life, because I think this is a community that everybody's found themselves in, and they try to attach themselves, and it's a great community. It's a shame. It breaks my heart that I've decided to just kind of walk away from it for a little while, because it's disgusting right now to me. I don't enjoy YouTube. YouTube, everything Jess was saying is what I was supporting. Like everything that she came onto YouTube to do, the new friendships, the outlet, the joy in it, the just sheer laughs and everything. That's what I had here. And it seems like it's just gone right now. And I hope it returns. I really do. Not for my own sake, but for those, not just us, those of us that are on panels, but those of us that are in the chats as well. I know I've had people out of chats reach out to me and say, you know what, you saying and doing the silly, stupid things you do makes me laugh and actually makes my day better. And I've got quite a few of those messages, and I've made a lot of connections because of it. And I appreciate that. I just wish it was more natural, though. I wish I didn't have to force myself sometimes to kind of just pretend I'm happy. I was always a very happy person until this happened. I didn't think one life event could set off a chain event that basically is a buildup of shit for years. Sorry, I'm just rambling here. The point I was trying to get to is that
it's what I said earlier with you, Bobby. Sorry to interrupt you. The thing with you is you do help a lot of people, but you struggle yourself.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing, though. It's
same as Jess.
It's you help people, though, and I'm sure Jess has already said it. It's because it kind of gives you almost a feeling of, for me, I don't know about Jess, but for me, it gives me a feeling of self-worth. That's the thing that breaks me right now, is that I feel worthless more often than not. And it's like I'm letting my family down, I'm letting my kids down, I'm letting my wife down. Financial woes, this, that, the other, everything else, every problem that everybody else in the world has too. I'm not the only one. Everybody else has got shit on their plate. But it's this failure mentality, not being able to look in the mirror proudly is the one that cuts the most. I just absolutely despise you, Patty. Absolutely despise you. I wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire, mate. I would make a video and post it on TikTok and then sit there going, "Hey, my name is Patty." But other than that, all jokes aside, that little Irish prick is one of the few people that has reached out to me from day one, constantly sending me positive mindfulness messages, links to stuff to watch and stuff, and it's just. I was going to say it would just be nice if people can kind of just take everything with a grain of salt now, like just kind of accept everybody for who they are, listen to somebody, really just listen to what they're saying, because sometimes it's not about them just bitching and moaning, as some would put it, like, oh, here this guy's calling again to complaining. So what? Let your friend complain. Let him vent for a half hour on the phone. Let him chew your ear off. If you're not doing anything fucking better, what's the problem? Yeah. I've sat here for a year and a half now at home, honestly, not doing anything better. And if it wasn't for a lot of you people in this community, number one, I'm not going to lie, being Kuva, of course. You guys know how close I am to him. Kuva consistently reaches out to me, sends me positive messages, sends me little love notes and stuff like that. I'm so lucky I've not got AJ singing notes yet. I have heard them in the chats, and I'll tell you now, I am glad that I'm partially deaf in one of my ears, because that's the
Well, they're coming your way now. They're coming your way now, Bobby.
Yeah, the more I put you on the side that I have hearing issues, the better you sound. But no, I just it's much love to everybody here. And speak of the devil, there he is.
And he's poorly. Poor Kuva's poorly.
He's been really bad, actually. I just spoke to him a couple of days ago, and he sounds like he's got the big C again. And it's not the see you next Tuesday that everybody wants.
Bless him. Big up Kuva. I mean, Brian, I'm just back to you for a minute. It's difficult.
Sorry, before you go on to Brian, I am going to give him a quick tidbit, because Brian is one of the first people that actually got me to start opening up and speaking about my mental health. He was one of the first people that I've ever met in my life that was just so open and honest right from the very beginning. And that's why I have nothing but love for the guy, because he's transparent. I know what to expect from him. And he kind of showed me that it is okay to talk about these things. It is okay for you to have a bad. You know what? It is okay for you to go have a cry if that's what's needed.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say to you before I come to you, Brian, big up to Graham, who's put, love to you all. Please, please, please stay strong. Some of you have my number. If you ever need to talk, we're stronger together. Yeah, thank
100%.
you for that. Brian, it's hard when you hear people's stories because there's not one thing we can say to make people feel better. It's like you say, if you've got a sore throat, you can get some antibiotics or whatever. But with mental health, it's so difficult.
It is. And you know what it's like? When Bobby started, he gave the list of things that he associated what mental health was or being used for before he had what he's going through now. I go back to, again, we've had to do it. Me and Jim have dealt with this. It's not I've had it long, but we were back in the 90s, 80s where this was like literally, like Bobby said, culture. Oh, big up Sava, bro. Was literally frowned upon. And the thing is as well, my parents were like, just take your pills and feel better.
Yeah.
Take your pills and just take your pills. They're like they're not. They take 2 weeks to get there. But this is the thing. Until you suffer with it, and trust me, the thing I've realized about this is at some point, someone you know, whether it be you, a family member, a friend, a colleague, someone you know is going to be affected by mental health. And all those years where people have been knocking it, slating it, I'll tell you now, and I've got no qualms admitting this, and I hope people don't judge me for what I'm about to say. When I went through my alcohol, my cocaine, my mental health, my violence, everything, a lot of people dropped me like fuck you, we're keeping our distance from you, you're out of control, blah blah blah. Fine. Did I deserve it? Probably. But obviously sorted myself out, then started appearing on YouTube and obviously being seen on We Are Tottenham TV, the biggest one. All of a sudden, these people that dropped me started reaching out to me. Oh, Brian, it's so good to see that you're doing so well. Oh my God. Reach out for me. And I called it messaging foreplay is what they had. They'd wine and dine me for about 20 minutes, then go, oh, by the way, my friend or someone is going through mental health or addiction or whatever it was. And I was like, goodbye. You dropped me when I needed you most. And now because you see me doing okay, now you want to know and try and rekindle. I have a tattoo. I've got loads of tattoos on me that are quotes that mean a lot to me. And the most recent one I had is one thing I've stood by for a long, long time, which is if you're absent during my struggle, don't expect to be present during my success.
Mm.
And like with this, where like Bobby said, like he addressed it now. There are so many people like, oh, it's nonsense. People just say it to get a day off work, or if they're not feeling it, that it's being used as like the new card. It's not. It's very, very real. And thankfully, people like yourselves, myself, Jess, who I know of and have seen, but I've never been on a stream with her, to have the confidence to come on and speak like this openly and in a safe place to do it. Jess, you have no idea how incredible it is to first of all finally meet you face to face and see you have the confidence to be able to speak as you are. Sava, who, like I said, I've known for a long, long time, and it goes a lot deeper than football with me and Sava. Bobby, obviously, AJ. The more and more people talk about it, the more and more people get it out there, the more and more it becomes. And after I've done these shows on Tottenham Away, when I started on Tottenham Away with doing them, or Tottenham on Tour, the amount of messages you get after go, do you know what? I don't comment, but I don't go in the community like the YouTube comments after or in the chat. But my God, thank you for speak. I'm sure there's people in this chat right now that aren't commenting because they don't want to. No, that's fine. But everyone will take something from this, and it's because people like ourselves and others, not just say, will talk about this openly. Like I said, I'm not. Jim's not. Jim has spoken about all his past misdemeanors. I'm very open about mine. Like Bobby, if you don't, how are you going to resonate with someone who may be struggling with this and thinking, if someone had told me 17 years ago, you'll be alcohol and drug and violence free, you'd be in love with, you'd marry the woman you fell in love with in Israel in 2007 and met at first sight, you'd be doing a YouTube stream, You'd have 5 nephews and niece that my sister would let me go nowhere near if I was still drinking or whatever. And all this will happen if you do this, this, and this. I literally said, what are you drinking? What are you smoking? What are you snorting? Give me a line. Give me a drink. But it's because I said to myself when I got back, when I started getting better, do you know what? Not enough people are talking about this. And how can you treat an illness? How can you get awareness if everyone remains silent and wears it as and hides in the shadows? No one sees it. You don't. The way you get better treatment, the way you get more people being open to talk, the way you get more people feeling comfortable and thinking, do you know what? Maybe I am suffering this. Maybe I can have the confidence to go to a doctor or a counsellor or whatever. Is you don't hide in the shadow. You shine a great big light under it and go, I'm here. I'm proud to say I'm proud to say I suffer with mental health. I'm proud to say, listen, it's something I'm going to deal with for the rest of my life. Addiction is an everyday battle, but I'm winning the battle. And if all of us coming on can shine that light and put more light on the subject, it gets bigger and bigger, and more people will be more confident. And I'm going to say it again, just in closing, because it is the first time I met Jess. Jess, you're incredible. You are absolutely phenomenal. And to have such confidence to come in and speak about that, especially like based in a mainly Tottenham chat, you're a breath of fresh air. Honestly, it's a pleasure to have met you. Pleasure.
Yeah, you're a good person, Jess. Never forget that. You know what you've done for the community. I don't often talk in your chat. Me and Kate do sit here and watch you, but I don't talk in a lot of chats. But your room's excellent. It's always good, always fun. Make us laugh. You know, it's you've got to not come down on yourself so heavy and realize that you're doing a good thing and you're a good person. You've got to understand that in yourself.
Yeah. I just want to say a few thank yous. I didn't intend to do this to raise money. I nearly turned the monetization off because it was purely a chat. But all these super chats I'm going to send to Legend on the Bench, because that is the charity that we're a partner with, and I think they're incredible. But Vindaloo, 1999 to the charity of your choice, Jim and Kate. Sorry I can't be with you. Thank you so much for the super chat. Kuva Bear with another super chat as well, saying just a little show of appreciation for some of my favourite people in the whole YouTube community on screen right now. All have been through testing times in one way or another. Love to all. Perchy as well, saying hope this helps the charity. Mental health so important and so needed to be spoken about more and more. I want to thank you all for doing this. Thank you, Perchy. A super sticker from Mark Cook as well. Thank you very much. I can't see what it is. I'd have to look on my phone. And also the football clubs with a donation there. Thank you so very much. Like I say, it wasn't intended to be a charity stream, but all this is going to go to Legend on the Bench, who will receive it gratefully, because they've got work coming out their ears, putting these benches everywhere. It's gone crazy. So thank you to everyone. But Sava, thank you first of all for that amazing super chat. It was so generous, incredible. And I'll do what I've done with everyone and just say I hand you the floor to say whatever you want to say.
Yeah, look, no worries, no worries. Listen, aside from football, I think it's really important that these things exist. I think we all get so wrapped up, don't we, on real matters that don't really matter at the end of the day to us. You know, we all sit and bitch and moan about footballers and managers that go home to their £15 million houses and and we're all sitting there arguing about it with our own real problems. So look, I thought it was a really good thing. I didn't know you were live actually, so big up to Perchy who mentioned on his stream that you guys were live doing this. So I came over and I just think it's really important. Look, like it doesn't matter what anyone's going through in terms of like, you know, it can be depression or it can be alcohol or drugs or whatever it may be. Everyone's going through something or been through something, right? It's not and I just feel like, you know, like, sorry, we've never met before, Jess, and obviously I've seen your name around. I'm sure you've seen me and, you know, seen, you know, yada, yada, yada. But it's hearing people's stories and then you realize, hang on, lots of people come here for escapism, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people come to YouTube or started their YouTube channel, for example, for escapism. And we don't want it to turn into a place where the escapism now turns into, God, I need to escape from YouTube to escape.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like there's just when there's nowhere to escape at all. So look, I think from my point of view, I don't think a lot of people would know that, you know, when I first started doing this, I was in a really bad way, like really, really bad. I'm in a really good place now. So I'm not a brag. That's years and years of working at things, you know, things that people don't see. Not the, oh, I hate Sava because Sava might have said something bad about a player I like, or Sava might not rate the manager. Oh, he's the devil and get him out. And none of that. I mean,
I just hate you because you're so good looking.
It's
Just so you know.
maybe a decade ago, Bobby. Not so much now, mate. But you know, there was a point in time where, and this is the reason why everyone sees Frank, right? This is Frank. Obviously, this is not Frank. This is a light, but made out of Frank. Do you know what? 5 years ago, I was actually in, like Jess said, she opened up and I was in the same. I tried to, and I failed at that. Yeah, that's how you know when you're a real failure, right? When you can't even you can't even kill yourself. Now I can laugh about it now, but you know, and that's why the very next day I decided to get Frank. Right? I know that sounds really silly. I got Frank, and every time I felt sad, every time I felt I was going to do something silly, I looked at his little face holding a lead and telling me to take him out for a walk, and I thought, yeah, it's all right, isn't it? Like it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So we go for walks. He'd get me out, fresh air. But then I started drinking quite a lot, and this is where probably Daigle comes into the picture. So, and a lot of people don't know that, and obviously they've seen a famous outburst where I came onto a YouTube channel and I was drunk, and oh my God, it did the rounds, and the abuse that came from that was just something to a next level. But I realized through talking to people like Brian and other people in my life that being an alcoholic didn't mean I must wake up every day and think of alcohol. It's not that. I binged and binged. And then Brian will tell you, I'd binge on a Friday night. And even by Monday and Tuesday, I'm paranoid. Right? I'm paranoid about everything. Who have I offended? What have I done? What did I say? Did I comment in someone's chat? Did I send a WhatsApp? All of this nonsense. Anyway, all I can say to people to get free, it's not about, oh, poor me. Listen, that was my choice. I did those things. But when you get through the other side, when you do start talking to people, when you do go, whether you know, funnily enough, I didn't plan this. Funnily enough, look, I didn't plan this. I promise you. I didn't plan this. I picked up a black t-shirt earlier. Whether it's going to an Andy's Man Club, whether it's going to like AA or CA or whatever it is, forget the negative connotation that goes with it. I come out of there bouncing. And like, I was just WhatsApping Brian behind while he's been on here. And I said, you know, he's like, how are you? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I just feel so different. Like, I can't control what anyone thinks of me. I can't control if anyone abuses me. I can't control people making videos about me online. What I can control is how do I react to that? And that's the only lesson I can give to people. You can control what you do. You can control who you are. And you've got to take control. The only advice I give to people, you've got to take control of whatever bad has happened in your life. You can't let that drive the rest of your life. You've got to kind of find a way to get happy with yourself and reach out to people. Reach out, whether it is look at Bobby K. He looks very unapproachable, but he's approachable. Whether it's a Bobby K, whether it's a Brian, whether it's a Coot, whoever you want to reach out to, these people are so much more than the football conversation that they have and the football debate that they have. Because when I finish streaming and telling the world how I don't rate Ange Postecoglou, I don't turn off my screen and then start talking to my wife about Ange Postecoglou. I don't go home and go, oh, Ange, football, Tottenham. You know what I mean? You kind of switch off and you're back into reality. So, look, I think it's great what you're doing. I think it's really good. I love the initiative of the bench. It just reminds me of Arthur Fowler from
exactly. EastEnders.
I remember back in the day when Martin was always sent to his bedroom. Didn't matter what time of the day it was. He was sent to his bedroom, wasn't he? So Pauline and Arthur could talk to someone. And look, I just think it's great. So look, I won't babble on, but look, I just wanted to come on for 5-10 minutes, show my support And yeah, we'll go back to abusing each other tomorrow. It's fine.
You made a good point there, Sava.
One thing on what Sava said as well about, and goes to Jess as well and other people that are listening, about when people say about the past. Listen, the past is a huge part of who you are, what you become, and how you want to be. But I go back to another one of my tattoos. When I went into rehab, one of the first things that people in rehab said to me is, first thing we're going to do is I want to come up with a slogan of where you are right now and what you want to be, or where you want to be in 5 years' time. Something that will wrap it up so you can reflect on it. And when I went 5 years sober, I went and got it tattooed on me. I said to them, never let a past nightmare stand in the way of a future dream. And I stand by that. The past nightmare was everything I went through. Everything I went through, and I use that as a base to build off of. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to let this nightmare get in the way of my dream. And as I said to you earlier, I worked on myself, on my addictions. And as I said before, I now live in Canada with a woman I'm in love with. I have all these incredible people in my life. I have my nephews and my niece. And I live by that tattoo. The two tattoos I mentioned, I completely live by. There's certain sayings I stand by. And like I said, I refuse to let my past nightmare get in the way of any future dream. And it's very easy for me to say that, but that's the kind of mindset I have every single day. Every single day. I'm not going to let that affect that. That I'm going to deal with. I know it's part of my life, but it's not going to. Hopefully, I'm on this planet for 80 more years. Jesus Christ, no, 40 years or whatever. I'm not going to let the first 28 years of my life dictate the remaining 40 or whatever. I'm going to build the 40 that I want. And I'm going to get that dream however I take it.
I was going to say, Kate, I want to pick up on something Sava said about you can control how you act. This is one of the massive reasons, Sava, that I don't go into chats. I do watch a lot of streams, but I don't talk because I found when we first come onto YouTube that I was getting into spats with people and it was kind of making me spiral a little bit and making me, the old me, want to come out. So I just stopped it. And I speak to a lot of people that I see get into that and I try and advise them. It's up to you how you control yourself when you go into someone's chat. And if you can't control yourself, don't go into them and just watch from the sidelines. So that's a really good point that you picked up, that it is down to people out there.
I tell you, I do the same. Do you know what? For the first few years of me being on YouTube, I'd be on everyone's comment, every chat. I'd want to know what they took, because listen, at heart, I want to watch football content about Tottenham. I want to know who do I agree with, who do I not, and you'd get into spats, and I've realised more and more that I watch them now, and I don't really comment anymore because, unfortunately, people can't play. Look, Jim, like me and you, we had that famous stream where me and you had a row and blah blah blah. But the way I see it is look. As long as, you know, we all apologize and move on and blah, 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 whatever. And we admit we're all old and ugly enough to knock it on the head. What I do find interesting, though, is like you said, if you go into chat rooms, it's just how horrible everyone is to everybody else. Like you know, I mean, Perchi will tell you, you know, like a video was made last night, and all it did was it just sends hate and abuse to people. And it's
I've
not
seen the video.
Yeah, it's not, you know what I mean? It's not, oh God, so and so said this, really disagree with them. It's so and so's so and so, oh, like somebody, what did someone call me? A fragile Greek man with a massive Greek nose, which I thought was quite interesting, because I do have a big nose and I am half Greek. So, but you know, when you just think, what makes you want to go online and talk about somebody in those ways? And when none of us are angels, but moving forward, can we all do a bit? Can we all do a little bit better to kind of share a bit of love and a bit of, you know what I mean? A bit of cheer, a bit of love, a bit of support, rather than, oh my God, I hate so-and-so because he might have said that Kulusevski is not the greatest player that's ever lived. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's that level of silliness that we have to deal with. But hey,
the thing is, Sava, the thing is I look at it that I see these people digging people out and really being horrible and nasty and vindictive. And I think to myself, these people don't really realise what they could be doing to that person, because that person
Hang
could be in
on.
a really, really bad place, and they could really be struggling. And then they're openly, for the whole YouTube community, right? They're bringing these people to a place where it could be a place where they can't come back from by doing some of these content that they put out there. And I think to myself, what type of person would do that? Why would they
Jim,
come on there and take these people to a place like that?
Jim, I said to Perchy earlier, not directly, but in his stream, so it's all fun and games calling people names, isn't it? It's all fun and games, saying something behind the stream. It's great. Ah, look at you, you mug. Look at you. You look this. You look that. Blah blah. Now imagine somebody does, Jim. Now imagine we all wake up tomorrow morning and we hear that so and so who's got that YouTube channel has killed themselves. And I know that sounds really dark and morbid, but
100%.
you watch all these Netflix sorry, that was nearly grammar. That was nearly a word. You watch all these Netflix documentaries about people who've been bullied online. And what if we wake up tomorrow and someone who doesn't exist, Jim Jones, we just go Jim Jones, right? Who's got Jones Sport TV, has killed himself because thousands of people every day are calling him this, that, the other, all the abuse, all the horrible comments in the chat. Man up. That's a lovely one, isn't it? Man up. You've got to do this. You deserve this. You need thick skin. Imagine that person kills himself. Where do we all go as a community? Where do we all go from that? Who takes accountability?
I don't know if you were in the community, Sava, but I don't know if Kuva's still in the chat. Unfortunately, Kuva and I have had to go through exactly that. Not with he came on YouTube channels. He didn't have a YouTube channel himself, but he came onto shows and he was suffering badly with mental health. And Kuva and I got in a group chat and was speaking to him regularly. It got to a point that literally with the time difference between me and Kuva was kind of like on the day shift and I was on the night shift or whatever way it worked because of Toronto time or whatever. And we got him into hospital. We talked him going to hospital. Yeah, he just wouldn't take him in, and he said, "You don't need the markers." In the end, we got him to play the game, and he got admitted. But then he discharged, and then he was feeling really, really low. And then we woke up the next day to have a phone call from his cousin, from his phone, saying, "Unfortunately, it done exactly what you were talking about." And it hit me and Kuva for 6 because a lot of people were talking about this guy and going, "Oh, if he's doing this, don't reach out to him. Don't do this. Don't do that. He's looking for." And then obviously, because people don't know what's going on and understand it and can't address it or know how to deal with it themselves, like Bobby said, they just think it's, "Oh, take your pills or go see a doctor, talk about it, feel better." But unfortunately, this did happen with me and Kuva, and Kuva's just commented, this ripped me and Kuva apart, or not me and him, it ripped us apart emotionally. And it's a dark, dark world when you get that phone call because he felt he had no one, or the health system and everything couldn't get with him. So this is why, again, when it comes to these fools in the comments, you don't know what a person on screen's going through. Everyone on the screen comes on, whether they have their camera on or camera off, and obviously some of you and I are always camera on people, and we get a lot of grief for our views on certain things. You never know what's going on in Sam's life, my life. I've had to go through a miscarriage. I've had to have my wife have some major surgery last year. I've had to come home from England for a year because of the shit that was going on here. You just never, ever, ever know what's going on. And it's just it's awful. It's awful when people don't realize, let me take a step back and see what person A is going through. Are they in about this is out of character for them? Is this them lashing out for attention? Is this them? You never know what's going on behind this screen. Like Sava said, when he ends his streams, he doesn't go and speak to his wife about what he's been speaking about on stream. It's like, right, back to reality, back to life.
Yeah.
But on that note, I am going to let you go. I'm going to let you go. I'm going. Sorry, I'm going to let you go. You can all go. I've got to start getting ready for work. But I just want to say much love to you all, Kate and Jim, honestly, for doing this stream outstanding. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to be a part of it. Thank you for inviting me. Everyone in the chat, listen, have a great day, whatever you're doing. And just do me a favor, get my number from Bobby K and reach out to me, because I'd love to talk to you some more. I really would. Please get my number from Bobby and then message me, and we'll start chatting. Everyone have a great day. And
thanks, Brian.
look, listen, as the mental health saying, another tattoo I have the mental health saying on my body. It's okay to not be okay, and talk about it. And much love to everyone. Have a great day, people.
You too, Brian.
Bye.
Brian.
Perch, I haven't brought you in yet, but good to see you. I know you wanted to come on, so I'll hand the floor to you.
No, look. I firstly just want to say credit to you guys for doing this. I think it's a really good thing, and it needs to be spoken. I put it in my chat. I just wanted to come on just to sort of look. I think some of you know, some of you don't know. I went through a lot of crap. That's why I left YouTube at the start of the year. Some people know the depths it was. I don't want to talk about it on camera, but the depths of the situation I was in a very bad place. Some of you probably know, but I just think I think what we've become, and I came back because I'm in a much better place. I've come back. I'm confident in myself and who I am, and I'm confident in my opinions and stuff. But the one thing I always do, and on my stream before, and I apologize, I didn't mean to stream when you guys were on. I didn't know you were on. It was Ben that told me. That's why I made sure the redirect was done. But I just was like, but I spoke about it on mine, and Savile, you were in there as well. You heard what I said. The problem is it's a combination of things. It's people making videos on each other, thinking, and it's comfort. People think, well, it's okay. It's just words on a screen, but we don't. The stuff that is said is vile. But do you know what's equally worse? The secondary part, what makes it equally worse, I make it a real point that if anyone in my chat, I don't care if you were the first person to subscribe to me or the most recent person to me, if you're abusing somebody else in my chat, whether or not I agree with them, disagree with them, like them, don't like them, don't do that on my platform. I will not tolerate it. And I think, do you know what? I think it's one of the key things that we need to start doing more of as creators. We have a responsibility. By the way, I'm not saying you guys, I'm just saying in general, as a community, and we have a duty of care for everything. The stuff that is said on my channel, in my comment section, on my chats, I have a duty of care that isn't directed hate or abuse to anybody else. And we all have a duty of care when we are putting ourselves in it. We are an ambassador to ourselves. We're not an ambassador to Tottenham. We're an ambassador to ourselves. If you don't agree, and by the way, I'm talking to everyone, the royal, I'm not talking to you guys, I'm just saying everyone. If things that are done, if things that are said, would you say that to somebody on the street? If you wouldn't, don't tolerate it. Zero tolerance. And from now, I started this when I came back, zero tolerance. I knew I was going to get D-heads, I'm not going to swear and D-man, that were going to come in and start bringing up stuff. They came into Ben's chat, they came into mine the other day, blocked them, done. Goodbye. Not going to interact with you.
We do.
Goodbye.
That's what we do,
Yeah,
Goodbye. But anyone, and as I said, even if it's, and there was, I'm not going to bring up his name because I actually like him. He's a nice bloke. He's a really nice bloke. And it was a real damning indictment. He didn't say, he wasn't being rude. He wasn't being nasty, but it was a real damning indictment of where we are in society. This isn't a YouTube thing. This isn't a football thing. This is a societal problem. When, well, if you're gonna say an opinion, you should expect people to, you should expect there'll be abusive people towards you. We shouldn't be in a society like that. We can't sit there and just go, well, yeah, because some people are going to be idiots and stuff. Why should we accept that? I shouldn't expect that to be coming on to you guys as other creators. Let's just say, look, hypothetical, me and Kay, we had a joke on the other day on Ben saying, I disagree with your opinion, and I allow my chat to sit there and go, yeah, Kate's opinion's awful. She's horrible, blah, blah, blah. I should not be allowed. Why should I, as a creator, be allowing that on my platform? And vice versa, right? And I think that for me is so important, that we as creators have a responsibility, and people need to be much more aware of that.
Yeah, that's 100% right. 100% right.
I'm
Bang
not
on,
even
mate.
accepted in my own community. Listen, Leeds won't touch me. I've never been on with any content creator on the Leeds United community, right? I've grown this channel from the ground up. I'm more accepted in the Spurs community. I have had Leeds United content creators do videos on me because of how I am, the fact that we've grown it and we've got up to 12,000 subscribers now because of hard work. They won't touch me. They won't invite me on the channels. They will not give me the time of day. They have put videos out about myself, about my panel, and it's tough. And I found more solace with the Spurs community that have accepted me for who I am and what my channel provides. My channel's a fan channel. Everybody's welcome in there. And majority of my subscribers and people that donate and that are members to my channel are from Spurs. The Leeds United community and the people that are in there will not give me the time of day. They're very bigoted in the fact that I'm a woman. What do I know about football? Why are you talking about football? You don't know jack shit. You're a woman. And believe me, on Leeds United side of it, there's no women content creators out there. And when I first started my channel way back, I tried it as a Leeds channel and it wasn't going to go anywhere. So I changed it and I made it a fan channel. And I swear to God, people come from me from Leeds side saying it won't work. I've never hid the fact that I'm Leeds and Liverpool, and they're my two teams that I enjoy watching. But it's sad at the fact that I aren't even accepted in my own community. They troll me. They come in and they rude to me, go slit your throat. I'm going to murder you. I'm going to kill you. I have to take myself off Facebook because I had a person saying, I'm going to slit your son's throat. I had emails. I had to go to the guy's shop where he worked in the end and say, look, if you continue to troll me on YouTube, I will go to the police about it. And this is from my own community, not from, a troll that's, I don't know, Manchester United or whatever. This is from my own community that I've had. Majority of my subscribers are not Leeds United fans. There's Stacey in there, there's Big John, there's Leeds Angels, and there's a couple of others that are Leeds United fans. They will not touch me. I've never, ever been invited on one channel on Leeds. I don't really go on anybody's channel. I stay on my own channel. You know that I don't cause anybody grief. I don't cause anybody trouble. I stick to my own thing. If anybody comes in and nasty, I've got that many mods that will just remove, block and ban them. But me, I ain't even accepted in my own community. So I'm on my own. I've got this road that I'm just on my own with.
But
and
do you know what, Jess? Respect to you, because do you know what? Like, look, credit to you. Absolute credit. Listen to you. You speak so eloquently, by the way. You speak really well. And I want to make that a point firstly. But do you know what, though? I think it was Daigle that said, they're lost. But do you know what? Build it on yourself, right? Because that's bigger in a sense. When we talk about communities, we use it very loosely. It is terrible that your own community attacks you. I have it. People attack me for my opinions. What are we doing here? Like, do you know what I mean? We all have a right and a passage in life that we can just say what we say. We can say what we want, but we can talk about football. Football has now become this mad thing at the moment where it is bigger than life in some people's minds. It's just it's 22 blokes kicking a football around, or women, depending if you watch the women's game. 22 blokes, 22 women that kick a football around for 90 minutes. Sometimes you win them, sometimes you draw them, and sometimes you lose them. There's bigger things in life to worry about, but it becomes so elevated, and everyone's got an opinion, and everyone's so toxic with it. It's madness.
Unfortunately, a lot of people don't understand or appreciate how powerful words are, and they use them. They use them like they chuck away, and they'll call people idiots or morons, or you don't know, or insult people. And actually, that's demeaning. You're telling a grown man or a grown woman that watches the same sport you watch, that has loved the same team you love since day dot, that they don't know what they're talking about. And there are antagonistic people on both sides, and you get that. And it whips people up. People need to be more concerned about themselves and what they are doing and use the language correctly, because I've disagreed with Jim on his opinion. Guess what? I don't feel the need to call him a CUNT. I don't feel the need to have a go at him. If I disagree with you, Perchy, I don't feel the need to call you, you're a moron. I don't feel the need to insult you. I'll go, no, mate, I think you're wrong. And I'll explain why I think you're wrong.
Exactly.
You'll say, Yeah, exactly. You say to me, "No, mate, this is why I think I'm right," and it's a conversation. We can differ. We have a different opinion, but we don't need to insult each other. But a lot of people, that's their go-to. Whether you've got keyboard warriors, whether you've got YouTubers that do it, regardless, it's not right. And if all that does, if you insult someone, if you walk down the street, as you said, Perchy, if you're walking down the street and you say something to someone, you're not going to say something to someone that you type on the keyboard because you know you'd get a smack in the mouth. So
But the thing is, look, I think, AJ, look, and it's not. It's. I just wanted to stop banging on about that. Right. I think that it's important that people understand, right, that there's a lot of people in the YouTube community that love these streams.
It's their
Savage
escape.
stream, our stream, purchase stream, your stream, Jess, because you've got a lot of good people in yours. I watch yours quite a bit on my big TV. There's a lot of people. It's an escape, right?
Yeah.
They've got problems, be it mental health, be it addiction, be it money. There's a lot of people that find is solace the right word?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a perfect word.
Yeah, solace in watching YouTube channels, and that's one of the reasons that we try and keep ours upbeat and don't go down the route of happy clapping. We do, right? And when people call me a happy clapper, I go, yeah, I'm a happy clapper. I like our channel to be that way because there's a lot of people that watch that need it in their life, right? And I think if a lot of YouTubers sat back and thought about that a bit more, I think it would do a lot more for the community.
Jim, you're right. Look, listen, this is the one thing here, and do you know, you made a great point about the whole happy clapper thing and all that lot. And listen, the thing is what I've always stood on this, and this is where the line gets blurred and people misinterpret it. You have every right to support the football team that you support however you want to. If you want to say, like Coover says, we're going to win 7-3 every single game, you have no, I use this as a joke, but you have every right to do that. We live in that thing. Sava, for example, wants the debate. He lives for the football talk in the chat. You can equally do that as well. Either side is absolutely fine. I always say this, and I said this on my show earlier. You can love Ange. You cannot like Ange as a manager. Both are equally fine opinions. What people forget all the time, and this is more to the comment section and the chat sections, every single one of us here are all football fans. We all support our football team. We all know our opinion is exactly the same as anyone else's. Ours is just sat in front of a camera speaking to you, whereas others are sat in the chat room, in the chat things, commenting like you would back in the day when you used to chat on Facebook groups and have constant debate with people about it. That's all fine. When it becomes a problem is when you are hated and spoken in vile, vicious attitudes because of your footballing opinion. As I say, you could be a happy clapper. I use it terming, but I don't like using those terms. I think it's just silly.
I am a happy clapper, believe me.
No. But I mean it. No, but I don't like using it because for me.
No, you can use it with me, Perchy. I don't mind.
But when I know, but when I say it, I mean it shouldn't be that. You're just a fan that just wants to support the club, and you will say we will beat every single team this year and go 38 games in a league. Cool, you're allowed that opinion, but it's when people that start attacking that opinion on both sides. When I go, look, I don't think we're going to win the league. I don't think we're good enough. I don't think we've got blah 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 blah. Do you know what I mean? When we have that thing, it's like each person's opinion is allowed to be right in their mind. I think we're a good team, blah, 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 blah. Irrelevant. But you're allowed that opinion, right? We don't live in a dictatorship where we are dictated on our opinions on what we have to say. We have these channels, we have that conversation. If you want to have that debate, you go on a certain channel, i.e. someone like Sava, myself, we like that debate. If you want to be a channel where it's about, do you know what? We just want to be that
rainbows and fluffy things that you come
rainbows, fluffies, and having a good time. Equally, you're allowed that, right? There's so much content. I'll use Spurs because we're in the Spurs community in that sense. There's so much content from all different people, from all walks of life in this world. There is something for everyone. that we shouldn't need to be attacking other people's, because we're all right in our own opinions on things. We all believe our opinions. You guys believe your opinions are right and stuff. We have that.
Except for Stava, he's a flip flop.
He's got his Havianas on.
I think what we got to do, just got to try and get people to be like content creators, to
just
be more
nicer to each other, right?
Yeah, we just got to try and make them be more aware that some of their channels, right, are a massive outlet for them in their life, you know, and channels like Ben's. I'm going to use Ben's and Bobby's. I love them because I go in there and all I do is laugh and have a joke. You know, I don't want to go into a channel and have an argument with someone because it spirals me back into my old self. I start feeling myself getting down again.
Yeah.
So, and I think that we as content creators that need to like take a step back and think, you know what, this does a lot of people good, my channel, and that should make them feel good.
But mate, I spot on. Can't argue with that, mate. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ben, I know you wanted to come on, so I'll let you have your say.
Well, it's sort of it's almost a love letter to the community that we have built here, because one of the things I always tried to do with the coffee streams when I originally opened it was I just want to give a place where somewhere everyone can laugh, whether what part of life, whether you're negative, whether you're positive, whether you support this, whether you support. I've built a platform where I want everyone to be welcoming, and we've got some wonderful people. It's mostly just a massive congratulations to everyone that's come on the panel. It's a very difficult thing to come on and open up.
Yeah,
it's a very difficult thing. Life is very hard at the moment. I mean, everyone, if you've watched The Coffee Company over the past 2 weeks, I've openly said it. In the next 4 years for me is going to be absolutely miserable. Running a small business, having to do this, having to do that, having to manage a relationship with someone that lives 100 miles from me who's got her own problems. She's got 2 parents. One of them has just had cancer. Her other parent now has just had operation for cancer. So I've got to manage that. I've got to manage people I work with because not everyone needs a bit of a hug once in a while. It's a very difficult world. We are in a very, very difficult world now. And that is what we need to do. We need to build bridges and not build conflict, because conflict does not do anything but
Thanks,
give you.
Sorry, I've got to go. Sorry, love you, Ben.
I was going to say, I've got to jump to. I'm doing my Football Manager stream literally in an hour, so I just want to say thank you guys as well. Sorry, Ben, I don't mean to interrupt.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for doing this. Listen, and yeah, I'll catch you guys later.
Thanks, Percy. See you later. Bye. Go on, Ben. Sorry.
It's we live in a very difficult world now, and as I said, we build bridges. Build bridges, not conflict. Conflict that doesn't help anyone. It doesn't help you. Yes, you might get a few subscribers out of it. Whoop-de-doo at the end of the day. Whoop-de-doo. Because if you've got a load of subscribers, but if you're not there and what you're doing is you're being vicious. Being vicious is not a good thing to be. It's just gonna collapse on you. So you've got to do what Jessie has done immaculately. What she has done is absolutely unbelievable. For a channel that's based in the Leeds community to have a big Tottenham contingent in there, and they all just have a laugh. They all, as Kuba said, it's like being locked in a pub with a load of dirty-minded people, and it's fantastic because we can have a laugh with each other. We can all laugh, whether you support Wolves, whether you support Leeds, whether you support Liverpool or Manchester United. It's just a good place to be, and that's what these places were meant to design to be for. They weren't designed to drive people apart. They weren't designed to divide and conquer. It was to bring people together. And as a lot of people have said today, we have a responsibility as content creators, as podcasters, as streamers, as we need to hand over the world to our next generation. Kate and Jim have a boy. Jesse's got a boy. AJ, I believe, has got a boy as well. We've got to hand over this world to the next generation of people. And if we hand over a world where everyone just despises each other, what does that say about us?
Yeah.
Bobby's boys, I love Bobby's boys. They call it's almost like having 2 nephews. And I come over, and it's like it's better than seeing some of my own bleeding family, for God's sake.
But do you know what you find, Ben, as well, is that it starts in the rooms and then it spills over into the groups. And them groups, for me, especially there's one group, you know which one I'm talking about, Ben. I live for that group sometimes. I just love that group. I sit there reading the comments and I just sit here wetting myself. I might not say anything, but people like yourself make cartoons up and put them in there. And they absolutely, like, they absolutely have me creasing up, right? Yeah. I find that sometimes from the YouTube it spills over to them, and I find that really, really sad, you know. And it shouldn't do, because in them groups we're all mates.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't spill over into them. So, but it all starts on the channels.
Absolutely. As I said earlier, when Brian was on the show, I didn't know Brian for a year. You might think me and Brian did know each other because we agree on so much, and we're both part of the Jewish community. We both support Tottenham. You'd think we'd know each other, but we don't. I live in East London. He lives in Cockfosters. We live in two very different parts of the world. And Brian has become...
Where does Brian live?
Cockfosters.
One more time. One more time.
Stop it, you. But Brian and I have become closer than members of my family. And that's what YouTube can bring to you. That's what YouTube can bring to you.
Yeah.
You can't choose your family, but when you do get an opportunity to choose your family, it's an unbelievable thing. And the groups some of the groups we have built, they are just like little dysfunctional families. Yeah. Yes, we bicker a bit. Yes, we have a few. It's all football at the end of the day.
Yeah,
let's just go back. Let's all go back and talk about Christmas movies. Let's all go and watch Home Alone, which I'll do after my stream, because I'm going to watch Home Alone today, because I've already watched one Christmas movie today. I might as well watch another one.
Sorry, Ben, I just wanted to ask you quickly, while you're watching your Christmas movies and stuff like that, are you watching them through your Disney Plus?
Yes.
Okay, because I just noticed in Disney Plus the other day, Mama Kay had it on, and she brought up Christmas movies in the second movie.
Die Hard's in there, yes.
Die Hard's the second movie. I just wanted to point that out.
But yeah, it's let's all be nicer to each other. Let's all be nicer to each other, and we can build a better tomorrow. We can build a better tomorrow. We can build a better platform, and maybe this stream has mended some old bridges that might have been slightly cracked, and hopefully we have a greater understanding of the more vulnerable people, and let's help each other out.
I agree. I agree.
It's very... The other day, I was trying to calm chat down, and I was threatened with assault. For God's sake, me. Imagine him threatening me with assault.
It's like kicking a puppy.
I can barely fight my own shadow, mate.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Kate? It's like kicking a what?
Puppy.
Oh, puppy. Oh, pup. Oh.
But let's all be nicer to each other. Let's
all be
nicer to each other. And a massive congrats to everyone. We all love we need to just love each other a bit more.
Exactly.
As I stated, I'm happy to offer my bodyguard services if you supply me with enough coffee to sink a battleship.
All right, awesome.
Look, I didn't. There was loads more I wanted to say. I haven't talked
you
about.
You got time, Kate.
Not really. Not really. I don't want to go too much into it, but I do really appreciate everybody that's come on today. It's been incredible. I didn't know how it would go. I was nervous because it's a difficult subject. Massive thank you to Bob Down Under. Says, I've had that black dog with me on and off for over 50 years. Some Spurs shows have been great company at times. Thanks for the stream. Be kind to yourselves. It's so generous. I mean, I spoke to Michelle, the lady that's son committed suicide yesterday, and I said we were doing this stream, and I said it's not a fundraiser. It's just literally check in with everyone, make sure everyone's all right, and if it's successful, we're going to do it every month. And I didn't expect to raise any money, but yeah, I'm going to do this as a monthly thing because I think it's been therapeutic for people who have come on. I think it's been therapeutic for people in the chat, and like Ben said, it's even managed to build some bridges,
repair some bridges.
Yeah,
repair some bridges.
And I think we do all get caught up in the fact that it's football and you disagree with him, so you're this and you're that, and forget that we're all people on the inside and we've all got things going on. I mean, what's that? If you really want to hurt Ben, turn up to a shop with a Costa
Love you
Cup
too,
on.
Keith. Love you too, mate.
Like, for instance, obviously Jess, we're going Jess's channel, but I didn't have a clue what she was going through until you spoke.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell because you go there and it's just a happy-go-lucky, having a
I
laugh.
put a brave face on it for everybody else. That's true. I try to bring happiness to everybody else. Maybe look, like I said, when we come on the screen, I put a front on it, and my stream's all about laughs, and we have a lot of fun on there. And I know a lot of people in the community really need my channel. I come close to closing it all down last week. I won't lie, because somebody that I've worked with on YouTube upset one of my panel. Really did hurt. And Renee won't mind me saying it. Stu made a comment that really upset Renee, and that
Who upset Renee?
Stuart. I don't really need to go there, but Stu made a comment that really upset her. Her dad's dying of dementia, and he said her dad looked like a serial killer, and it absolutely broke her heart.
Wow,
that's horrible.
It broke her heart, and that's somebody I've sat on a panel with. And I've took a lot of shit for having them on my channel, and I've blocked, banned, and removed lots of people that have gone for them. And that's brought, and I said to Stacey, I'm done, I can't do it anymore. And this is from somebody that I've sat on streams with. I just don't understand. And that's why I try and make it a safe place for everybody. We have fun, we have laughs, and we try and bring solace to everybody else. Me sat with a silly banjo, Stacey sat in a bra. It's just all fun. We try to make it like that. But I will say one thing. I put a very good front on it for everybody else. Nobody knew what I was going through until I did those 2 videos, and that was me sat just talking to a computer because it's easier. These lot will tell you, I'll help them every day. I speak to people in that WhatsApp group 4 or 5 o'clock. Cobber will ring me at 6 o'clock in the morning. I help everybody else because I've got that much less self-worth for myself. But if I go away, it's not about making money for me. It's not about anything. If I've made people smile and happy, and they've come away from my streams with a smile on their face, I'm happy. But I'm more blessed at the fact that I've met people from Spurs that have accepted me and my people for who we are and what we are. And that means more than the money, the super chats, anything. Listen, I aren't financially secure. I don't even know where I'm going to be next year. I ain't got a pot to piss in. But I don't care about any of that because there were people like Leeds Angels that I've cared for parents that come into my stream, shouldn't go in anybody else's streams, when I'm on, because it brings a great solace. Shouldn't go in any at Leeds channels. There's Carol that come to my house with that card last week and present for me, my son and my dogs. That means so much more. And if I bring happiness to people, then that's all that matters to me. I'm not on here for the big bucks. I still can't believe I'm at 12k. I've got so self-worth in myself. But if I make people happy, people like Cruzy, then I know how much I mean to these people. And that means more to me than anything else in the world. I bring happiness to other people. Yes, I should bring happiness to myself, and I'm trying to deal with that on my own, off screen. But what I will say, Kate, is you've got a lovely community in here. God bless to all the Spurs community because they have accepted me for what we are. And I can't thank you enough. It's a shame on the Leeds side of it. That is what it is. Their loss is my gain.
Could be worse.
You're allowed to have a soft spot for Tottenham, Jess.
We've got, look, I've even got a Tottenham scarf there, look, with my Liverpool, half and half. I must have always known there was something with Spurs, but honest, I can't thank you guys enough.
Yeah.
I was going to say something now. Smithy texted me as well and said that big up to everyone for doing this. I think amazing how open people have been, really. This time last year, I was really struggling. Bobby and Kuva and Ben know, I think. I don't even know, but I haven't gone into that today. I'm not going into it today. It's way too much, too long-winded, but I will go into it. But I was going to say something about you, Jim. Something that Jess said that made me think, that's about you always saying when people come in here, you want them to leave with a smile on their face. You want it to be happy.
That's the idea of being. That's the idea. Look, when you started this channel, Kate, I said I didn't want nothing to do with it because I used to watch a lot of YouTube channels and never spoke in them. But I watched them and I saw a lot of the toxic stuff. So when you started, I said to you, I support you and be behind you, but I don't want to be on the screen. Because of the channels that I watched, I saw the crap that went on in the rooms. But then that slowly, as you grew, and we got people like Bobby, Ben, Kuva, all the different people in here, right? And I started to really like them. I said to you, I want to get involved a bit because I wanted to get to know them. And we're lucky, like, thank God, we're lucky. We've got such good community in there. I don't think there's one person that comes in this room. I can't think of one person that comes in this room that I don't like. And that's what I love about our channel.
Yeah.
Right? It's the people that come in are just so lovely and respectful, you know, and it's shown me a different side to YouTube. And that's what I love about it. And I just think to myself, if people just sat back a bit and thought a little bit more about people having on that they don't know but are talking, what could be happening in their lives, you know, instead of just jumping on them and being nasty to them, just take a little bit of a thought about different people. You know, that everybody has got a problem somewhere in their life. Some are not so bad, and some are terrible. You know. So it's
Yeah.
just having a little bit of well, I can't think of the word. Humanity,
Compassion.
is it? Yeah,
Compassion.
compassion. A little bit of compassion for people.
Yeah. I don't think Brewing Bollocks is today, is it, Stuart?
I moved it to tomorrow because
Yeah.
after this stream, we thought we might have another sort of a chill chat. And then
Yeah.
Bobby and I will be there. We always are. And we'll have a chat. Everyone who wants to come on and just have a laugh and jump on, we'll go on for a bit.
Yeah,
I'm exhausted. I've just had the bag, 60 more bags of coffee today, so I am exhausted. Mostly on my own. So we're here for a bit of a stream. It's Koth and Kang, and we'll be having a good time like we always do.
Excellent. Someone said we should do this every week. I think people would get sick to death of seeing us if we did
Once
this
a
every
month
week.
is
No,
perfectly
a
fine.
monthly checkup show.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm thinking.
A
Just
wellness
check in.
show. Just a wellness
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
Monthly
I mean,
wellness check with Kate and Jim.
yeah, we're gonna do Christmas and New Year. We've talked with Jess about it as well because she's doing something, and we're gonna do something because we streamed on Christmas Day last year, and we had so many people say, "Wow, I needed that," because you know a lot of people are on their
Absolutely.
own. We're blessed, Jim and I, and anyone who's got someone. We're blessed that we've got someone, but a lot of people haven't. A lot of people live on their own. A lot of people going through difficult times, taking care of, you know, sick relatives or whatever. You don't know what anyone's going through. So we will do a stream on Christmas Day for an hour, and then something over New Year as well. But we'll sort that out with Jess. But look, Jim, anything else you want to say?
No, I think most of it's been said. It's just try and love yourself a bit more. And I think that with mental health and the problems people have, like you, Jess, I'm going to use you as an example, right? You're a great person, you know. I've liked you from the beginning. And when I first watched your stream, you had a lot of different people on there, right? Transgender, all disabled. And I just found it refreshing, I will say, that these people come on the stream, right? I took an instant like to your stream, and Kate did because of that. Because of that is why I took her, because I thought this is different. I like it. These people are willing to get on there and show their face, you know. And I just think to myself that just love yourself a bit more and don't come down on yourself so heavy, you know, because you're a good person. And there's a lot of people that should be doing that. Joey Barton, I'm going to mention you because you deflect with a lot of your problems by with saying things in chat, you know, sarcastic or comedy or whatever. You know, just look in the mirror and like yourself a bit better, mate, because you're a good bloke, you know. You've
always said to me, Jim, stop slagging yourself off. There's millions of people who'd be
yeah, and that's exactly what I said to Jess when I messaged her privately, or on her page. You know, there's enough people that will slag you down. Don't slag yourself down. You know, just don't do it.
Yeah.
And in Kate's case, call me. I am willing to slag Kate night and day for any of you. If you need content created to slag Kate, if you needed it done in different languages, no problem at all. It is honestly an honor and a privilege to do it. If you need I'm willing to post my number in chat for everybody to have, but I am accessible. My number is in every third bathroom stall you go into for a good time. Call BK. That's this guy.
Thanks, Bobby. I really appreciate those kind words. I think, honestly, it ain't bad, is it? Got people begging to slag me off now.
I didn't beg. I'm willing to help the community. Isn't that what this show's about?
Oh yeah, you're a good man, spreading the hate.
Yeah, absolutely. Spread all the hate.
Yeah. Like I say, I was nervous about doing this. It is a difficult thing to talk about. You never know how people are going to react. You never know if people are actually going to come on and speak about it. But I'm so pleased of how it's gone. I've got to say massive thank yous to Leo for his super chat, sir. Super chat, sir. Andrew Gregory with his super chat, Sava with his huge donation as well, Martin Knightsbridge, Spurs GCTV, Kuva, Vindaloo, Aguna, always supports the channel.
Oh yeah, you know what? A respectable one though.
I love Vindaloo. I love him.
Vindaloo and Angus are honestly they're two of my top 3 Arsenal fans. That's for sure.
Yeah, I wish he was a Spurs supporter, but I love him.
Mark Cook, the football club, Paul G, Paddy Hartnett, Bob Down Under, all amazing, and David Shear's been a member as well for 12 months, which is incredible.
So what did you say about David's member?
Bobby, stop it! You throw me off.
I thought we'd end on a light note and have a laugh before we go over to Ben's, and now time for a brew and a laugh, right?
Yeah, exactly. Much love to the panel and chat. Who needs therapy when we have you all? Seriously,
That's
I do feel
lovely
much
stuff.
better. Yeah, this is why I didn't want to say anything now. We did the bit at the beginning, and now we've gone to the happy bit, ready for Cough's chilled stream where
absolutely
Phil P's here. Woo! Where there'll be more chill, and poor Cooves won't be there because he's poorly. But
yeah,
Phil's therapy on his own. He's enough to put a smile on anyone's face.
Does that mean that Coover won't be doing brewing bollocks tomorrow?
We don't
We're
know.
going to
yet.
give him 24 hours to inject himself with as many medications and alcohol as he
absolutely.
possibly
We might need to get a replacement Coover.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! How can you replace Coover?
Just get a load of pillows and then build it into a Coover-shaped object and give it a goatee.
Now, that sounds true. I probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference, to be fair. Leo said he banned a couple of people while his phone was in his pocket. So apologies if you were banned. He did text me and apologise.
I'm a tyrannical mod.
I know, he's a bully.
Yeah,
Leo's
the difference is when Leo does it, it's funny. When you do it, it's you get attacked for it.
Exactly. Listen, thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to everyone who came on. Jess, Bobby, Ben, Sava, Perchy, Martin Knightsbridge, Brian Daigle. Is that everyone?
AJ.
AJ. It's just brilliant, and we will schedule this. I don't know if we'll do it just before Christmas or just after Christmas, Jim. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be
just before, I would say.
Yeah,
maybe it's going into the holidays. You see people start getting depressed because the holidays are coming.
Exactly.
Yeah. So we will schedule one on a Wednesday, probably. Where are we? December. Well, the Wednesday before Christmas is the 18th, so maybe we do it the 18th. Can't do it on Christmas Day. Or maybe do it on a Monday.
Can you not do it the Thursday and leave us our Wednesday for Brewing Bollocks so we can have a laugh?
Do it Thursday.
It's kind of hard to do this show and then go do brew. It's so hard to do this. Honestly, I told Ben that because we messaged him. Hey, Jose.
I'm so selfish. Jose, I'll let you have a quick chat before we go because Ben starts in 8 minutes, so we're on the clock.
No, I just wanted to come on and just say thank you to you all and everyone that's been on the panel today and everybody in the chat. It's a thank you to every single one of you, and to say, look, as content creators or as channel people do it, and I think Jim said earlier use the word solace, and I put that in the chat. I said people do it. People come from a good place to do these shows, or to have their channels. They all come from a good place, and there's a reason behind why they do it, and they're trying to bring something for themselves, but something for you guys in the chat, and to try and get everybody involved, and no one does it out of malice, or they shouldn't do it out of malice. It all should have come out of good places. You've got a really there is a brave community out there. There's a brave community of channel creators, but there's also a brave community of people in the chat as well that all go through things that sometimes hidden, things that sometimes the things are out in the open. But at the end of the day, all I would say to people is support the content creators, because it means the world to the content creator that you are supporting them. You don't have to watch them week in, week out, but just support them. Any little bit of a comment, a subscription here and there, it helps them all, because all these people do it for a reason. And yeah, as I said, I've been in the chat all the way through. I've been commenting all the way through, and it's just amazing. The one that what started off as just a mental health stream, I'm sure for yourself, Kate and Jim, because you started this show off today at 12 o'clock, you didn't think that you'd get the reception, I don't think, that you've got in 2.5 hours of doing this show. So it's been important. I know it's important for you both as well, because you support a mental health charity. And it's also important for the people on the screen, because I've heard your stories, and for the previous people. And some other people that haven't been able to come on stream, I've shared their stories in the chat. So it was just a thank you to you guys. Well done. And well done to you all for agreeing for opening your hearts up to everyone. And for those people in the chat for supporting this all the way through.
Thank you, Jose. And as Leo said, talk about a wonderful person, Jose. You do so much for our community. Big up, homie. Yeah, we love Jose. Much nicer than Bobby K. Oh, you're still here, Bobby. Sorry, I didn't realise.
Oh no, I agree. Jose is way nicer to me, especially to you, because Jose actually likes you. That's the difference.
Listen,
just like
everyone.
If it wasn't for Jim, I wouldn't talk to you, Kate. We know that. I love you too. You're number one too. Who's number one? You are. You're number one.
Look at him. He's so well. I've set up a redirection so everyone gets sent over to Benji's for the coffee company with Bobby and Ben for more chill and have a cuppa and just chill. But thank you to everyone who's come on, shared stories in chat, offered advice. Just everyone been so amazing and supportive. Enjoy the rest of your dream. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Before you go, I want to give a massive big up to Jess, because that was really heartwarming what you come out with, Jess, and it must have been really hard for you. So I take my hat off to you. Yeah,
and it's an honour you chose to do it on this channel as well.
Yeah.
But
and a big love to the Leeds community as well that have supported the Tottenham streams over the last 12 months. It's a massive thing, and the Leeds and Tottenham are we're becoming really like that. It's really funny, but we all love them. We all love the Leeds folk, and they're always welcome.
I'm so happy to have found Jess.
Yeah.
You just had another super chat, Kate.
A super sticker from the legend that is Steve D. Bless
and
you,
it says
Steve.
you are amazing. It's a dance, someone dancing and saying you are amazing.
Bless you, Steve D. Thank you so much. I will as soon as these all get paid, I will be going over to the charity, which is incredible. So thank you very, very much to everybody. And Jess she is some woman. I don't think, Jess, you've got any clue just how amazing and strong and incredible you are. So but everybody, enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy your hour with the coffee company. Be kind to each other, and we will see you back on Friday. Back to boring football. Boo. Take care, everyone, and be nice.
Be nice.
Giving opinions with no regret, smashing the top bins, like in the onion net. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter. Mix and transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue, like Lenny stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match, you just got to latch onto that perfect